Now we do. Now it's live.
Oh, okay.
All right. Just for everyone's fucking knowledge, please no spoilers on Infinity Wars regarding who died, all that fun stuff. So yeah, because I know that's going to be a topic. You just know it is.
Mm-hmm. Some people here might not have watched it yet, so
like me, who doesn't honestly give a fuck. Or at least I didn't give a fuck until I saw the Red Letter Media review, and then I'm like, oh, this actually might be pretty good. So, don't know. Anyways.
1 second, I need to blow my nose.
Jesus.
There we go. Right, I thought I'd spare you that, so I muted my mic.
So we can't talk about Infinity Wars, but should we talk about Kanye? No. No, I don't want to get down that rabbit hole. So, anyways, so what do you guys think of the last After Hours? And before you guys worry about us going to very, very After Hours and couch co-op centric stuff, we are busting ass to get a 30-minute video podcast out. And now we're going to go to the new old format, but Mel currently is what's the right word? Incapacitated. Fucked up her wrist, so we're just going to have to stick with the current look of it, though. But we're hoping to have a good chunk of it wrapped up so that we can send a sneak preview to you guys on Patreon, and then yeah, stuffs. So
also, FYI, Mel's doctor sounds like the shittest doctor I've ever heard of.
Oh my god, yes. I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, we think we may have diagnosed what you are, but you need to come back in 2 weeks so we can actually like do one MRI on her wrist.
Yeah, and then it's just constantly for about 4 weeks, like they just kept saying, "Oh, come back," and then like every single time they'd just say the same thing. I think she said something about she might have had 2 different doctors as well, or something like that. So that might be part of it. But I don't know, man.
Fun. Anyways, what I wanted to do is I was going to have Duke and Artemis Worm, aka Classic Jacob, pop in first on this thing so that we could do a quick follow up on the last After Hours, because apparently, and it's always been a lingering issue is I cut people off and I ramble, so I apologize for that. So, but I'm hoping that the After Hours, actually. I was reading the Discord chat, and they said if we had 4 people, like me and Nat, and then 2 other people from the Patreon chat, we'd have a really strong conversation, kind of like what we do here in Wildcards. Hey, who do we got? I gotta look.
Artemis.
My window's not open. Shit, where am I?
It's Artemis.
All right, cool. Well, Duke, where are you? Duke.
It's Artemis. He has a bleached asshole.
What?
It's always Sunny in Philadelphia joke.
No.
Is that actually Artemis though, or?
Yeah, the name's Artemis.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Well, that's not my real name.
Well, yeah.
God, I hope not. Anyways.
That's just my stage name.
With the tassels.
It's his stripper name, yeah. Don't tell his mother.
Well, if Duke doesn't show up, we'll bring you in, and then we'll bring in another person. So, so Infinity Wars is the big news. I've heard great things about it, mostly from related media. Because again, I've been so burnt out on the comic book thing. I just haven't given a shit. Hence why we had to bring in people in to talk about DC.
Not very well.
Yeah, that's
apparently.
That's your subjective opinion, but actually, it went okay. I mean, it could have certainly gone better, but
not enough dragon energy.
Dragon energy, yes, that's what we needed. More dragon energy.
Yes,
you gotta love everyone, but you don't have
to. Hello.
Huh. You left. It's just you and me now in a dark room with no one to hear us.
Hang on, let me message him. I don't know if he knows that he's out of the chat.
Yeah, he's gonna be busy talking, thinking people will actually listen to him.
Yeah, no one actually listens to Matt. This is my show. Come on.
No, you kicked me out. You kicked me out, Nat. And now I'm back.
I didn't kick you out. You kicked yourself out.
I don't know what the fuck happened. I was sitting rambling again. Even Google's like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. But I was just basically saying that if Artemis wants to bring someone else in and go after a topic,
are we live?
Yeah, we're live, I hope.
Oh, shit. Okay. Bring the females.
Bring the thoughts.
That's my catchphrase.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find this one comment because I can't remember who commented it, but someone left a really weird comment on the video and I wanted to know what they meant by it. I was Luke V. He left a comment on the latest video saying, "This is a comment to try and affect YouTube's algorithms." And I kind of wanted to just ask
figure out what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah.
You want to take your YouTube down.
Yeah, obviously.
He was firebombing your YouTubes.
Yeah, why not? YouTube's taking everyone else down. Apparently, we've been like losing subscribers, like a constant, like 16 every time we upload something new.
Well, no. We'll get to this in a minute when the conversation's like in full flow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have it's weird, but we'll get into it in a bit.
Might be something underhanded, or it could just be dead accounts that YouTube's been cleaning up.
Well, that's the funny thing, and again, we'll get into that in a bit because it's very suspicious. But for now, we'll just wait for someone else to join the chat. Oh, Luke said that comment. Oh, that. Well, the comment. The what? Oh, well. Oh, that. Well, the more comments a video gets, the more it gets pushed up search algorithms.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So spam your shit in our videos. There you go.
Like, comment, subscribe. Matt just kicked himself out again.
He did it again.
God damn it, Matt. Come on. What is he doing? You're out of the chat again.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, no. I was messaging Matt. What the hell, Matt? Come on.
I think it's my new virus scanner. It's been a bitch. Disable permanently. Fuck you, virus scanner.
Okay, so who are we bringing in?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Artemis said bring someone in, preferably a female. So,
all right, we will bring in. Actually, I saw a Big Chief in here, and we haven't seen him in ages. So maybe him.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, Big Chief, come on down. Do. All right, come on down, dude.
Come on down. Join us.
We're desperate.
We'll do anything. And we mean anything.
Yes, anything.
Anything. In other news, my brother's YouTube account hit 1 million subscribers.
Really? Who's your brother?
Yep. My brother.
He's pimply face 69 according to PewDiePie.
Oh no, don't. My brother apparently has beef with PewDiePie, but
but yeah, I thought it was the other way around.
Well, yeah, PewDiePie has beef with my brother then, but yeah, his name's Top Extract. He does like top 5 videos on YouTube.
Oh, that explains stuff. So, newest guy.
Oh, here we go. All right, so we have Big Chief, we have Artemis. So what do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk about how the DCEU could actually be fixed.
Burning it.
Turn all their turn all of their animated movies into videos.
Yeah, maybe actually use their animated storylines as actual storylines rather than just, making dull shit all the time.
Get rid of Zack Snyder. That might help.
Flashpoint.
What, like Flashpoint Paradox? That one was.
No, I mean like having a Flashpoint movie. Just wipe the slate clean.
Well, yeah, I'd like that just so that I could see Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Bat Dad.
Plays, fucking batshit crazy murderous Bruce Thomas Wayne Batman.
And if they fuck up things like in Flashpoint, they can try wiping the slate clean again with Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh God, have you seen the fucking pictures that have come out of behind the scenes of like the Teen Titans, whatever the fuck movie series?
Crisis on Infinite Earths, they don't exist anymore.
I
thought Starfire was in Teen Titans, not Blackfire.
God, no! The fucking costumes. The fucking costumes are pathetic, right? There are cosplayers out there whose costumes are better quality than those in the fucking TV show. It's absolutely pathetic.
Even the Inhumans had better costumes.
Oh, I think Matt, you've already seen it, but I'll try and look it up anyway.
I've seen it already, and another reason why I don't give a fuck.
No, it looks pathetic. Starfire, is that her name? Starfire? I can't fucking remember.
Starfire.
Yeah, it's Starfire. Or Coriander.
She looks like a fucking prostitute from the background of an NCIS episode.
Well, have you seen her in the comics?
No, but this is like cheap dime store hooker type.
Instead of upscale hooker.
It's fucking terrible. Let me find it. Teen Titans.
Or Comic-Con booth babe.
Jesus Christ. No, it's actually pathetic. Alright, I'm posting it in... Where should I post it? I guess I'll post it in the CCS chat. Like, I'll post it on... Everywhere. I'll post it on Imgur for those of you who want to see it, but it's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
Yep. When you make the Inhumans look good, you've done something wrong.
Okay, copy image, new post, paste. Oh, come on, you bitch. So, we're quiet.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Fan-fucking-tastic. See, this is what happens when you talk about DC. It's just kind of like going to a funeral.
It sucks all the energy out of the room.
So how did you know they recently departed? Oh, I didn't. I'm just here schmoozing.
So
I'm just here for the food.
I'm just here for the food and trying to build connections. Trying to fuck.
Oh, for fuck's sake! It won't let me. Cards. It won't let me post links in the fucking YouTube chat. But here it is.
That's what Discord app's for.
Look, people who aren't in our Discord chat who watch this aren't going to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Tell them to Google it. Tell them to join the Discord.
For $15 a month.
No, it's even less than that.
Is it?
That's not that much.
Was it $10?
It's the second top Patreon tier.
All right. Well, I just posted it. I just posted it in Discord.
No, $100 is a live sex scam. Ew.
What the fuck?
Wow. The lizard lady from fucking Always Sunny.
Oh, Margaret McPoyle.
Yeah, oh god. She started licking her lips like a fucking lizard, and I was like, oh my god. Monobrow. Anyways, as you can tell, we've been watching a fuck ton of Always Sunny. But anyways, what next? What about you, Big Chief? What do you got? I honestly don't give a fuck about comic book movies anymore. I just don't.
Yeah, Marvel's gonna. I think Deadpool 2 is going to do fine because it's fucking Deadpool and they actually have good writers writing it.
Mm-hmm. Plus, he takes a piss out of the entire comic book industry.
Yeah.
Well, Deadpool's kind of like, in essence, it's kind of like a rogue movie.
Yeah, it's not he's not a hero. He's a.
Well, no, I didn't mean that, but I mean like the movie literally is in itself a rogue movie. It didn't come into being because of corporate people sitting in a room.
Yeah, because they didn't believe in it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
They were just like, have $1 million and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, they literally gave it to them to shut them up, and then when they came back with a decent product, they were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
No, with a decent income. See, I mean, it started like it was a $50 million budget. It made like what 600 million, something like that.
Yeah, did ridiculously well. Did better than any single other comic book movie to ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably in terms of income, at least.
Oh
yeah, it was also critically praised.
For the most part, yeah.
12 times as much as its budget.
Mm.
Actually, I don't think they had an advertising budget either. They just filmed it in Ryan Reynolds' room.
Well, I don't know. I remember seeing Deadpool advertised a lot.
Yeah, but like the advertisements were like shot really cheap.
Yeah, a lot of those where he's just sitting in a room talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
or
you need
interacting with kids at a playground.
Listen, everyone knows that for a movie to be successful, you need multi-million dollars spent on advertising. That's why Disney's so successful.
Well, that's because they put like fucking Star Wars merchandise packaging on fucking oranges and shit. I mean, some of the most mundane crap you could buy, like a fucking Dole head of celery, and it's like, or heart of celery, and it has like Star Wars written all over it. It's like, what the fuck? Seriously?
Star Wars celery?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, they actually have like fucking Star Wars stuff on produce, and it's like, this is getting a little out of hand here.
They have Death Star oranges?
No, actually, they're BB-8 or whatever the fuck that thing is.
Oh, okay. Fuck you.
Which makes me wonder why in The Last Jedi they let the writers kill off Phasma, because that was I believe that was their top selling toy.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, Phasma was their top selling toy, and they killed her off in The Last Jedi, right?
What you really be asking is why the writers killed off their universe and fan base.
See, now
Episode 7 was like a love letter to the original trilogy. Whereas
Episode 8 was like a big fuck you.
No. Episode 8 was a breakup letter where they put at the end, P.S. I faked all my orgasms.
Like, I just don't there's so much hatred just in episode 8 for the entirety of everything Star Wars stands for.
I'd say it's like contempt almost. It's weird.
Yeah. Oh, here's all these fan theories about who raised parents are. Surprise! They're just a bunch of alcoholics who sold you off. They're nothing special.
Yeah, hey, fuck you for giving a shit about the movies.
Yeah.
Well, I
fuck you for being invested in them.
I think it's because honestly, everyone was like, "Oh, she's got to be like Luke or Leia's daughter, right?" And so they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna shake it up. We're gonna make it so it's gonna be unpredictable in the worst way possible." I
don't know. I think of it as like they thought that they were being clever by having it turn out to be that she's Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter, and when people immediately like figured it out, they threw a hissy fit and was like, "Oh, well, fuck you then. She's no one's daughter."
Well, here's the thing that I want to know: is it just me or all of these rebooted franchises? It's not just Star Wars. There's another one that's actually killing off the main cast. And then like trying to like introduce like a new generation. I can't remember what the fucking franchise is though. But no, there's another franchise out there besides Star Wars that's like coming back, and they're gonna kill off the original cast and
X-Men.
Well, X-Men already did that, didn't they? With the Days of Future Past.
It wasn't as like literal.
Yeah, but there's something else that's doing the exact same thing, and I can't remember what it is.
Is it like a TV show?
I think it's a TV show reboot that they're doing kind of the same thing.
Reboot?
No, not that. It's not the Karate Kid reboot either. I can't remember what the hell it is. I'll think of it later. Fuck it.
Alfie?
Actually, The
Like
Karate
Alf?
Kid,
Oh,
the Karate Kid
came out.
Netflix or YouTube Red actually looks interesting because it's a
Yeah.
reversal of roles where the asshole becomes the good guy and the good guy becomes the asshole.
Or if
thought-
you, or if
See,
you watch it-
I haven't seen anything about the new Karate Kid, and when you said it's a reversal of roles, I imagined a 12-year-old kid teaching some old Asian guy how to fight.
No,
Paint my fence, motherfucker! Ooh,
No,
yes.
the main reason.
I think it's more like they're both seen as sympathetic, but it's more from the other guy's side.
Did you guys ever
Yeah.
see that? Did you guys ever see that video on YouTube where this guy deconstructs the Karate Kid, and it turns out that Daniel was actually a bit of a sociopath?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
So I don't really think that's fair.
Yeah, well, the new one, Danny becomes successful in the. I can't remember the name of the kid that he fights in the first one, the final match.
We'll call him Hitler.
We'll call him Mr. Aryan. So Danny becomes successful and owns a bunch of car dealerships, and then he kind of gets down on his luck, and then he's the one who saves a kid from getting beat up by some teenagers, and then he starts teaching kids how to defend themselves, and then
that's
Danny
kind of why I
thinks
don't buy the Danny being a sociopath part.
Danny thinks that the guy that he's still being an asshole, but he's just it's a misunderstanding because he was actually defending some kid from getting his ass kicked. And the only reason why he steps in is because they start fucking with his car.
I haven't seen Karate Kid since I was about 5 years old, so I don't really remember a lot of it. All I do remember is that the remake with Will Smith's son was shit.
Well, that was okay.
Anything with Will Smith's son.
Jackie Chan
carries the movie.
Yeah, Jackie Chan was good in it. Everything else was kind of eh.
Yeah, people who think Danny was a sociopath in the movies, and nobody's ever seen it. Those people probably haven't seen any other 80s movies.
Well, it's just the guy makes up some good points, like the fact that Danny always seems to be the one trying to instigate the violence. Like he's the one who's like takes the first swing, and the other guy just kind of like trips him up just to kind of like diffuse the situation.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was interesting. I'll have to watch Karate Kid again with that in mind. But
well, boys will be boys. Gotta let them get their aggression.
Toxic masculinity. You should go back to college.
Oh my god, guys! I have some tragic news. According to the QI Twitter page, the world's oldest known spider has died aged 43.
43, Jesus.
And
I don't know.
It's like,
what species of spiders lives to be fucking 43 years old?
I don't know. The most evil.
No shit. The biggest, gangliest thing that you'll ever see. It's like about half a foot wide, just the body. Anyways, why do we care about fucking old spiders? Nat, fuck you.
Oh.
All right. So, should we bring in the next crew? Because if we're talking about old spiders on QI, then we're already going nowhere.
Oh, it's not very big. It's a small tarantula-sized spider. Wonder how many things it ate in its lifetime.
Superheroes don't wear ponytails, and yes, it's sexist. The women of Avengers Infinity War are the latest superheroes saddled with flowing hair.
What?
Fucking hell.
Do they forget that Thor, Loki are both also have long flowing hair that doesn't get tied back in ponytails?
That's just picking a fight to pick a fight.
What about Negasonic Teenage Warhead? She's got a shaved head. What does that mean?
Yeah.
But again, Deadpool breaks the molds.
This is just them trying to come up with reasons to hate, instigate something.
It's a reason to bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody knows about that, that's us. But still, we recognize the fact that they're just trying to find something to bitch about.
Well, this is just looking for something to bits. This is scratching the bottom of the barrel. If there is a barrel left.
Anyways, we should probably in the kind of like transition between bringing new people in and you guys leaving. I think now is the time to explain what we were talking about earlier. So essentially, what's happened is I was looking at the YouTube analytics for our channel, and literally, because I've been noticing this kind of on my own, but I actually went to the analytics to check the data. And every time we upload a video, instantly, we lose about 15 subscribers, like literally instantly. And if you look at our analytics on our channel, every downward spike correlates exactly to the moment when we upload a video. So like, I don't know if it's dead accounts because it happens constantly, and I don't know if it's like people unsubscribing because again, it happens instantly. And it's just really weird, and I can't even think of how to explain it unless it's like, because I mean, I know that like people who aren't constantly shitting like all over Trump and kissing Hillary's ass, and people who aren't outwardly, you know, promoting political agendas that are, you know, of one side, are being like targeted by YouTube at the moment. I don't know if that's happening to us because I mean, we're not really incredibly political, but I don't know. It's just weird. Like
maybe people are just getting better taste.
Google has decided that you are not wanted here anymore. Get off of our platform. Go leave. Go leave.
Dust902 says start a BitChute account. We actually have a BitChute account, and we just need to like transfer all our videos over. But yeah, it's really weird. And the weirdest thing is that like our we have like more patrons now than I think we ever have had. So like I don't know, it's fucking weird. Has anyone in the chat right now, has anyone ever been like automatically unsubscribed from our account without like doing so themselves? Because I hear that's a problem with YouTube as well.
Hello?
It could be it, you know.
Yo, Magic.
Oh, hey there.
Welcome.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Well, not the worst thing I've been called. Although most of them begin with C.
Well, it makes that sounds about right for us too.
Has anyone played the new God of War? Is the it getting slobbered with all of those 9.5s, 9.8s, 10 out of 10s? Is that justified? Because I haven't played it. And
from what I've seen,
no. Talking about God of War?
Not
even I'm not seeing now.
Not even Sorry.
It's got. Sorry, no, it's fine. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so not even Aphrodite sucked Kratos' dick that much, even in the third game.
It's got kind of like a Last of Us type thing where people were like, "Oh my god, the story's so great," and it's like, yeah, but like, what about the gameplay? Oh, but the story's amazing in the okay, well, what about the gameplay? The cinematics. Okay, well, how does the game fucking play? Do you actually get to play the game, or do you just sit there and watch the fucking thing? And it's like,
well, the gameplay itself is not really good either. They didn't really have to change it that much. They really could have just kept the last 3 games gameplay and still done that one camera thing that they're doing.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think it's these game reviewers are reviewing it as if it was a movie because they're shit at games. So like, they the easier the game is, the better it is for them. So.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's nice to see Kratos than anything other than a giant rage monster who has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, after the first game, the story kind of went into a silly direction.
I don't think
the story of number 4 should have been the story of number 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
kind of.
I don't know.
We still got to have a game in between to justify God of War 4.
I think that like with God of War, the thing that bothered me really with the 4th one is the fact that he has a son. I don't know. I find that weird considering that. I mean, he had a daughter who was obviously killed by him, and he had a wife who was obviously killed by him. And it's just weird to think that like he would have had a child with another woman after that.
He looks
he's a man.
He looks a lot older in the fourth one, so probably they're like at least 20, maybe 30 years have even passed.
I think that's mostly the beard.
Yeah. No, I'm more talking about like around the eyes and like I guess his eyes are starting to get more sunken in. And...
Oh, fuck me. God of War was the one I was thinking about. Jesus Christ. I have not played the game. I haven't played the end. I haven't seen the ending. But are they just kind of setting it up so that Kratos dies and his son takes his place?
I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, actually.
That's the horrible feeling I'm getting. Like
maybe
everyone's transitioning from the old guard to this new enlightened wave, right? And I just picture Sony trying to kill Kratos and then bring in Book Boy,
Atreus.
Soy Boy,
low key Soy Boy.
Anyways, I'm gonna let Artemis and Big Chief go, and we'll chat with Craig and Dust, or Magic and Dust.
You can use my real name. At least that way.
Whichever one you want.
I think I prefer my real name because I have a lot of people thinking I'm female.
Okay, Craig it is.
Thank you.
So Craig, whereabouts are you from because obviously you sound like you're English, so whereabouts are you from?
Southeast of England, specifically Kent.
Oh, really? You're actually not that far away from where I live. I live in Essex.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I know.
And don't start shipping me in that because I'm gay.
Hey, I have lots of gay friends. I can hook you up.
No, I'm seeing someone, but thanks anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, her friend Danny is pretty good looking, I think. So.
I need pictures.
Pics or it didn't happen.
I'll leave a list in a chat somewhere of who I'd like to be shipped with.
Oh God.
Yeah, I wonder. I'll give you 3 guesses who it's going to be, huh? It's not going to be Mel. It's not going to be Nat.
Listen, leave me alone, okay? I get excited whenever I see another English person because I don't get to see that them very often.
She's like a dog who sees another dog walking past the fence.
Well,
Dusty,
I'm happy
Dusty, have something in the back. Dusty, have something kind of in the background, just kind of making hissing noises, just so you know.
There is.
I think that could be my laptop.
It started when Dust joined, so I don't think it's you.
Oh, good. Yep, blame me.
Nothing on my end.
Should we try muting Dust quickly just to see if it goes away? Just for a second.
Hang on, might be a share caller. Hang on a second. Anything?
Talking through the Matrix.
It stopped for like a second just then.
Wait, let me double check if it's me.
Shouldn't be any noises coming from my end. It might just be my computer.
Did you hear it while I muted?
Yeah, it's Dust.
Yes, yeah.
It's when he stops talking, all of a sudden I hear like.
That's probably the Windows. Hang on.
Put the vacuum cleaner down, man.
No, it's not the vacuum cleaner.
Best thing about the new God of War game is all the boy memes I've been seeing.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I could not. I can't play God of War. I like Greek gods too much. It'll just be too heartbreaking.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about all the sexy times?
I do like sexy times though.
Taroni says that you're cleaning your room with a boner, Dust.
I hate Taroni.
No. Is that noise still going on? Because I can't hear anything out on my end.
It's your shitty Australian Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay, that might explain it.
Well, it's because the internet's a set of tubes, see, and his tube is just so much longer than the others. His tube is actually a didgeridoo.
Kiss my tube, Dust.
Oh my God! I posted a GIF earlier about a didgeridoo used in porn.
Oh my God! Yeah. Must see.
You don't want to. It's gay porn.
Oh.
Well,
maybe.
Is that I'm going to didgeridoo you in the ass? I mean.
For fuck's sake. Right. Well, before we get completely taken off YouTube,
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
So what did you guys want to talk about?
Bully
Good question.
I mean, that is a bit dead, but bully hunts could be something.
The what?
Bully hunters. It's Oh god, what's the best
Oh
way?
God! Yes, I heard about that.
Actually,
it's-
sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, it's easy to sub it up. Bully hunters is a shit show. The end.
It was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
Well, can you explain what it is? Because I've never heard of this.
All right, Craig, do you want to explain?
Okay, well, it's a bit fuzzy, but from what I can recall, it was a live stream which was basically, what was it? Sorry, I'm trying to think how to describe it. Basically, imagine a hitman service for CS:GO, but instead of it it targets, quote unquote, harassers, which is basically people in competitive play, shit talking, which everyone does. I've done it a few times.
Oh, bully hunters. I thought you guys said bunny hunters. I'm like, what the fuck is bunny hunters?
Oh! I blame the voice.
No, Nat said the same thing. I blame my hearing. I think I have like my dick in my ear or something.
That explains the hissing.
Yeah, I'm flattering myself exactly.
When people say go fuck yourself, they don't mean it literally.
Yeah.
This is why I started CCS and never left the house.
But oh god, what was the streamer or Twitch streamer that was involved with it?
Zombie unicorn.
That's it.
Oh God, it was pathetic, and essentially it was just all like a marketing ploy to sell headsets.
And even then, the company who was allegedly being involved with the headsets just pulled out instantly.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, like a lot of the quote-unquote harassers that they found, because they were like trying to target misogynists and like men who are bullying women, particularly. And one of the people they caught turned out to be a woman, and it's like, okay.
Oh, there's that agenda.
Well, and then apparently also like they got to a point where they couldn't find anyone, so they had to bring people in to set up accounts to pretend to harass
That's the part
people.
I heard.
Yeah. Like, it was the most pathetic thing. Surely that's like a full stop about this whole harassment and misogyny in gaming thing. No one gives a shit.
Didn't they run a study on like misogynistic comments on Twitter, and half of them were actually from other women?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I've just heard, and granted, I'm not a woman, but I've heard that like women are extremely catty towards each other. Like Nat, you've told me in the past that like women dress up well and try to make sure they look good and that kind of thing, more to like it's like a social thing for women versus like trying to attract men.
It's more for other women than it is for men.
Because I mean,
like,
that cattiness of like, you know, oh my God, did you see what Becky's wearing? That cunt, you know, that kind of thing.
yeah, guys don't generally give a shit about, you know, specifically what a girl is
Guys
wearing.
don't give a fuck about your shoes, ladies.
Yeah, but women will tear each other a new one.
I don't know, I might care about someone's shoes.
Okay, gay people are excluded from that.
Straight people, straight men don't care about shoes.
No, I'm kidding.
I'll
I
just say
couldn't
that.
give a damn about shoes.
No,
The only thing-
oh no, go ahead.
Sorry, the only thing I care about shoes is whether or not it will crack a skull.
Oh, well, that's the right thing to be worried about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, then that instance is right.
But no, I heard someone saying, oh, male privilege is being able to wear the same outfit to a party twice and not being called out on it. And I'm like, the only person who will ever call you out for wearing like the same dress to a party or whatever twice is another woman. Men do not give a fuck.
Yep.
Yep.
I can't remember who said it or whether I just made it up, but I've heard it say men have fights, women go to war, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, there is this thing with men where like men can be the biggest dicks to each other, and the next day they'll just turn up and be like, "Oh, you're right, bro," and like they'll completely forget about it. Yeah, whereas women hold grudges.
Same here.
It's because you just don't like start hitting each other. That's why. I mean, you know, a guy says something to another guy, gets plowed in the face, and gives a guy a chance to reflect and be like, yeah, you know, I was kind of being a dick back there.
Hang on, I'm leaning. Hang on, I'm leaning on something weird. Oh, it's my glasses.
All right.
Sorry. Okay, they're back on my face. Now I can see.
Oh, back on your face. Did you?
I looked at the mirror. Now I took them off. That's
Yeah,
alright.
back on the whole bully hunters thing. Never mind the fact that it was actually physically impossible, or at least very difficult to pull off. Because anyone who's ever played CS:GO would know that joining a ranked match is impossible. You can't just jump into a ranked match. In terms of unranked matches, it's unless you know which server they're in, it's very difficult to pull off.
Plus the hunters are basically Basically, it all relies on the hunter being more skilled at the game than the alleged harasser and so on. Because I mean, if a hunter is shot by the bully, that doesn't look good, does it?
No.
Who would volunteer for that?
There was actually one video I saw accusing them of using bots in the film.
Yeah, I saw that as well, actually.
Yeah, Mudahar, I think it was. Some ordinary gamer. Oh god, that'd be funny if it was.
I just can't believe that this is still an issue. You know what I mean? Gaming is the one thing where, race, gender, beliefs, whatever the hell, it doesn't matter. What matters is how good you are at the game. That's all other gamers care about. Are you good at the game?
Yeah, it's meritocracy.
Yeah.
Which is why I've always had my beef with feminism, is just because certain aspects of feminism, when they came in and started taking swings at gamers saying we're all misogynists and all this kind of stuff, it's like you're trying to create an issue where there kind of isn't one compared to other places. I mean, it's like you're trying to go after low-hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the day when I was a kid, the guys were over the moon when there was a girl that was interested in gaming. Nowadays, they're treated with suspicion now.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Wherever I go, when people find out, oh yeah, I play video games. Oh really? Oh my god! And they instantly interested in me. They're asking me all these questions, and it's not like they're going, oh yeah, right. You're just a fake gamer girl. And it's like, because I think what it is, fake gamer girls do exist, and we all know why they exist. It's because men at large now. It's because men at large now play video games, not just a small selection of men. So, what better way to get into a man's pants than pretending to be, something that, he's interested in?
Flash your tits on Twitch.
The gaming equivalent of a trap.
It's like if a guy found out that the girl liked watching The Notebook or whatever, and he just plays along and goes, yeah, I like watching The Notebook. It's like that kind of thing, but for girls.
Then after reviewing, he falls for Ryan Gosling and dumps her.
No,
that wasn't what happened with me.
Oh. Didn't get the Ryan Gosling.
We should speak louder.
Oh, speaking of that, I got Matt the other day to watch Beaches, and he wasn't very happy with me.
Fuck you, Nat.
What's wrong? What did she do?
He was like, I want to watch a movie, but something that's like light. And I went, oh, go watch Beaches. And then when it finished, he just said to me, "Fuck you, Nat."
I've never been more happy.
What's Beaches?
It's a film with Bette Midler.
It's a depressing ass movie that was not light in whatsoever. I was like, let's watch a light movie, like a comedy. And she's like, let's watch Beaches. I'm like, okay, fine. Bette Midler is fine. I kind of like her singing. And then all of a sudden, the ending comes along, and I'm like, fuck you, Nat. She's like, how was it? I'm like, fuck you.
I can't think. I'm trying to think of a good comedy. No, I can't think of any.
Death at a Funeral?
What?
Death at a Funeral?
Never heard of that.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh.
I don't think I know much films outside of Disney.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I think I've single-handedly become one of your more embarrassing patrons.
Oh, and that's a big list to try and top.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've seen what some of the people create on this.
Well, considering the people who you're a Patreon of.
You just have to glance at the NSFW section of the Discord chat to realize that we have a lot of beautiful weirdos in our community,
and that you and I are among them.
Yeah, I know.
We attract them.
I'm probably the most vanilla of them all.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Well, then, Dust, you need to start drawing like dragons with dicks and stuff and post them up on Discord app. Then you'll be one of us. Google gobble.
I can't draw.
I just post weird gifs and lots of weird shit posts.
See,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's what we do too. Shit posting 101.
I kind of more look David Attenborough of the internet because that's basically all my internet will allow.
I mean, if you go on the Discord, I imagine this would be one of yours pets. Right, in general.
Hang on, I've got to open up Discord.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hang on, the dog is like laying next to me, kind of like flipping out. What the hell are you doing, dog?
Oh, God.
Look, it's a magical fuck you unicorn.
Sorry,
Danny DeLeo.
Oh, God.
It's just a me. Oh, who the fuck posted? Oh, that was you, Craig. Be ashamed of yourself.
What did I do?
I just noticed.
Oh,
God.
Oh, did you see that stupid thing about the girl wanted to wear the Chinese dress for prom and she's now getting a load of hate because of cultural appropriation?
Of course.
I have one rule: if you're not from the country where it comes from, shut up.
Yeah, I mean it's actually pathetic, and isn't what's that saying? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I just find it incredibly arrogant when it's just like when Japan says they actually like it when they do that, and then Japanese Americans will be like, "Oh, you're not American though, so you don't understand context or shit like that." And it's just like, it's from where it originates. I think they have every right to be offended or happy or pleased or whatever with it. Shut up and go back to college.
There's a group of Japanese people who came to Montana, out here in the wastelands of the borderlands here, and they wanted to come out and ride horses and put on cowboy hats and all that kind of stuff. And to us, it's awesome, great. Enjoy what we have, what little we have. I find it just insane that people get offended for other people for enjoying something that those people created. I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, I love
China has bigger issues than cultural appropriation at the moment. I mean, didn't they just abolish term limits?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I love it when I love it when tourists come to England and partake in our many activities like teenage pregnancy.
Hey, Nat, when am I flying back out to England?
Jesus Christ.
Laughing man, don't try anything.
I think Nat will be the one flying to you shortly, by the sounds of it.
Oh God. But if it carries on like this, you're going to jail for saying a fucking joke, then yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, no Dankula. At least Dankula didn't go to jail though.
Yeah, and he actually managed to raise like £1,000 for his lawyers to try and take this up to a higher, court case. He raised it in a day.
Well, he does have sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Well, he does have a lot of support and stuff. I mean, his is a case of... Sorry. He keeps saying something and then just going off in the thing. I don't know what's wrong with me. It might be slight nerves. I can't remember where I was going with this.
You've been listening to us way too much.
Yeah. Well, I've been listening to you for over a year. It's basically started when I was unemployed and I needed something besides alcohol to cope.
Hey, we'll take it.
And then after a shitload of alcohol, I found this place.
Might I suggest heroin?
Yeah.
No, but I'm glad that Dankula's refusing to pay that £800 fine because it's absolutely ridiculous. And
Yeah.
the most pathetic thing is seeing Graham Linehan, who I've mentioned before. I fucking can't stand him. And it's sad because I love the stuff that he wrote. I love the IT crowd and things like that. But he's just such an asshole. And he's, tattling on Dankula, saying, "Hey, go fund me. Did you know that your platform's being abused by this guy who ridicules, the suffering of millions of Jews?" And it's like, you made Hitler jokes all the time in your shows. Get fucked.
Do you know who Graham what's his surname again?
Linehan.
Linehan. Do you know Graham Linehan reminds me of a Michael McIntyre who's a lot swollen.
And he looks like a deformed, goblin creature. I don't even know.
Yeah. He looks like inflation porn crossed with Ricky Gervais.
Oh God.
Hang on, I'm getting started. I could roast him for an hour.
Do it.
Oh, hang on,
he's such an asshole. I just can't stand him.
Yeah. I mean, IT crowd is good, but he's kind of tainted it.
Yeah, I've learned to try and separate people from their work though, because there's so many people whose work I love, and then them as a person are just such assholes.
Yeah.
I have had that moment of BattleTech. It's like the game's fine, just little things like adding the they pronoun and the fact there's you can't make blonde characters. It's like, oh god.
Well, it's that way with what's his name? Robert Webb, who's a comedian in the UK. Some of the bollocks he spouts on Twitter is just like, wow, what the hell? And yeah, I love stuff like Peep Show and that Mitchell and Webb look. And same with oh god, who's that guy? Shit, I can't think of his name now. But there's a bunch of people who I absolutely love their work and them as a person. I just think, oh god, you're just insufferable.
I had to unfollow a lot of people after they got really insane, and it was.
Yeah, I unfollowed J.K. Rowling and Graham Linehan. Those are the two that it got so overwhelming that I was just like, no, I can't have this on my timeline anymore. It's just.
And yet, Matt, that explains why we're losing subscribers every time we post a new video.
But
that's who it was. It was Frankie Boyle. I used to find him hilarious, and now he just whinges all day on Twitter, and it's pathetic.
Yeah, I think. I remember when he got in trouble for making a joke about Katie Price's kid. He got in trouble for jokes all the time. It was of all the people to talk about political correctness, you'd least expect it from Frankie Boyle after half the shit he said.
Yeah.
So, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear.
Unfortunately, fortunately, yes. I'm kidding. I love you, really.
Yeah, I know.
Sarah and Dragon posted a feature read in the Discord.
So Dustin's talking through a didgeridoo. What's Brandon talking through? Sorry, it just has a really hollow pipe look or a sound.
I just talk in front of my laptop. My laptop has a built-in microphone, so
Yeah, it might be it.
So
no worries though.
my voice is just deep, so my voice is just deep, so it projects.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
Anyways,
talking on Steel Series headset, so that's probably why it sucks.
one thing I just want to say real quick is, Craig, you're new, and your avatar is in our queue. It's just Mel's hands all fucked up, but you will get it whether you stick with us or not. So just a heads up.
Don't worry, I plan to stick around for a long time, unless certain people still think I'm female.
Like who? Who are these assholes?
What's his name? Hang on.
Taroni.
That's it. Although I think he's just being a dick about it.
That's our fan base, all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is you being female something we can make fun of you for because we know it's not true now, or it's just a soft spot we can touch?
Well, yeah, it's like that South Park episode where Token feels like he gets depressed because everyone takes the piss out of him for being rich, and they say, "Look, we take the piss out of you for anything. We take the piss out of each other for little things. It's just how we make jokes."
Yeah.
It is. It is the way males bond. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have glasses, you're four eyes. If you're red haired, you're ginger. If you're thin, you're a crane. If you're fat, you're tubby.
Like
It
Cartman
doesn't
for being
matter.
fat, right? And Cartman for being stupid, yeah. And Cartman for being retarded. Hey,
Cartman for having fun as a mom.
Oh, good old South
Shut up,
Park.
guys! You did me already.
Oh, decent old South Park.
yeah.
So I have a question. What would Cartman do if he ever got the Infinity Gauntlet?
Genocide on a scale we have never seen before.
He'd probably
What?
kill every single Jew on the planet except for Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, you would probably force Kyle to suck his balls.
Yeah.
Didn't
No,
you already
probably
do that
stick 'em-
in Imagination Land?
Yeah.
They'll probably go all I have my mouth and I must scream on Kyle.
Oh God! Don't you talk about South Park for like the rest of Wild Cards?
Was anyone else like thrown off by like I can't remember what episode it was, but I think it was a few seasons ago where like it was the one where a black girl joins the school, so Cartman tried to hook her up with Token because like they were both black and then but she was interested in Kyle, and it was that episode, and then in the end, out of nowhere, like fucking hit Cartman's mum. It ends with Cartman's mum walking in on him masturbating, and it's like, what the fuck? Like just out of
That was
nowhere.
a different
Oh,
episode.
Cupid me.
Yeah, that one.
I have to correct you on that, Natalie. The masturbation scene was in the Tweak and Craig episode. At the end, At the end of Nicole, at the end of the Nicole and Token one, it ends with Cupid me setting Cartman up with this other fat, ugly doll.
That was it. I got confused because they both had Cupid me in it, but yeah, it was just like out of nowhere, and it was like, what the fuck?
Can
I haven't
I
seen South Park in ages.
I want to bring something up about the new God of War. Like a lot of people keep acting like, oh God, like a lot of people seem to be acting like, oh God, this new God of War proves that single player games aren't dead. But the thing is, have single player games really declined? Like the Breath of the Wild, both Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey have sold over 10 million copies. And that game from last year, Horizon Zero Dawn, sold at least 7 million copies, as did Uncharted. Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider also sold around 7 million, and even Final Fantasy 15 sold around at least 7 million.
I think as long as Japan continues to make games, there will always be a strong single player market or single player output.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even just with, like, Japan games. Like, Western games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted, those sold a lot of copies.
No, I know, but a majority of the single player games are Japan's. A majority of Japan's games that are output are mostly single player. Or at least have a single player campaign.
I just find it funny that people are acting like God of War shows that single player games aren't dead and are still relevant, but like people do realize that was just an excuse EA made up just so that they could get rid of Bethel Studios.
Not everyone like. I mean, I think there's this idea that because loads of people play Call of Duty and things like that, then oh my god, the single player games are worthless then. And it's like there's an audience for games other than Call of Duty.
Well, I'm one of those people who just like single player games because I can't be arsed to play multiplayer games. I mean,
antisocial.
Yes, exactly.
I usually try to not be elitist when it comes to something like that, but if I find out someone I know plays Call of Duty, I will disown them as everything. I would just disown them.
I finished Yakuza 6 last week, so single player games are definitely not dead.
The one thing that worries me about single players is it sounds like even game journalists are trying to create this like trend where they want games to be even easier than they are now because apparently a meritocratic is like some type of like white supremacist thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like with God of War, the reason they probably like it so much is because there's so little gameplay, and it's more about the story that they're just like it's easy for them to play. So they're like, oh well.
When they have this idea that they want to make games where you can skip bosses and skip the vast majority of like the actual gameplay and just kind of experience the story, it's kind of like at that point
they want Nintendo Super Guide mode.
Yeah, it's like just at that point just watch a fucking movie at that point, you know.
No, but because they don't get to call themselves gamers and they don't get to be with the in crowd.
And they're not.
Yeah, they do.
The whole thing about like I have looked up the story for the new God of War and watched some cutscenes. It's not as much of a clusterfuck as I expected, but it's not the greatest story I've ever heard. Like Final Fantasy VI, like honestly, Final Fantasy VI has more mature themes than the new God of War.
I think themes.
God of War.
And I might as well mention Silent Hill 2.
Mm.
Like
God of War was never a story-driven game. It was all about gameplay.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need to let Dust and Craig probably go just so we can keep on moving because right now we got too many people in the chat.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
No worries.
But no, it's great. It's great talking to you, Craig. Great having you back, Dust, and we hope we'll talk to you guys in the near future.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Catch you later.
I have heard God of War is pretty good, but it doesn't play like a God of War game.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it plays more like Last of Us with a bit more of the God of War mechanics, though. But it kind of feels like the Last of Us bit kind of waters it down.
Well, apparently
difficulty.
Apparently, it's also sort of open-ish, but pretty linear storyline.
It has like the Dark Souls like mapping where you like open up shortcuts as you go.
It's deceptively closed, if that makes sense. It has, if you were to look at it like with just clips of it, you think, wow, this game's like massive. But if you actually play it, it's very limited in the stuff that you can actually do because they got to keep the story going. You know, they can't. It's almost this pretension with game makers. They don't trust you to experience their story.
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of the, like, as I said, the new God of War isn't the greatest story ever. Like, heck, like Kratos' son, at the end, it's hinted that his son is Loki.
Well, I mean, God of War.
His son becomes Loki.
God of War was never really a story-driven game anyway. I mean, the stories were always just an excuse to have Kratos beat people up. That's all they were. That's all they needed to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like, yeah. Like, kind of the closest thing I can think of to this is like the shift from Jak and Daxter to Jak 2. Granted, Jak 2 isn't blatant. It's not like super cinematic. It's still gameplay driven, but it's like you have a shift from like being kind of a simple, lighthearted collectathon to like a darker, edgier, most story driven, third-person shooter-esque game that just happens to have some platforming elements.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, a game can have all the story at once or none at all. But at the end of the day, is it fun? If not, then I don't care. You know, I have to actually want to be able to play it. If not, I'll just watch a fucking Let's Play.
Yeah. And here's the thing, there's been like way more mature stories in games for a long time. How is God of War some kind of groundbreaking achievement?
Because it's the new thing. I mean, has anyone here actually gone back and played The Last of Us since it's been out?
Has anyone gone back to play BioShock Infinite?
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
Sorry, my PC went wonky.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that happens. Again, I need to get better stuff. Hopefully this happens next month, so, you know. Anyway, how y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Hey, Natalie, how you doing?
Yo, I'm good. I'm just drinking lemonade.
So, man, that after hours, that was fun.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
a lot of people seem to be, somewhat liked it, and some said it was a bit not as good as it was. But you know what? I think there were, I'm just happy I was there, and I explained my stuff hopefully a little bit better because I still think there's hope in the DC universe. You just need to start they had to be a lot more smarter and such than what they have been doing now. That's what I think.
I'd still rather see David Tennant over Dexter as Riddler.
Oh, yeah. So,
Michael C. Hall as the Riddler is perfect casting.
oh, yeah.
No,
Back in the 90s, maybe.
He's got to be super British, and he's got to be like a crazy terrorist.
Yeah. Can I say one thing?
He's got to be methodical and clever is really the main thing.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
In all honesty, I kind of think Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman is kind of overrated.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Like I honestly think it's just like the Dark Knight Returns fan service and imagery that everyone is responding to, rather than Ben Affleck himself as Batman.
I think Ben Affleck just as a person is overrated.
Oh, he's an okay Bruce Wayne, but maybe it's just a writing, but
I think
Batman wasn't that special.
I think I just have a grudge against Ben Affleck because Argo won an Oscar instead of Les Mis, and I'm sore about that.
Les Mis was overrated.
No, it wasn't.
Besides, aren't you British? All British hate French things.
I love Les Miserables. It's a triumph. It's a collaboration of the French music and the British performing arts, and it's an amazing musical if you ever go see it live. And I watched it when I was 9 years old. It literally changed my life.
Oh yeah. Well, like the whole thing with Ben Affleck is also he can't seem to make up his mind on. Well, for a while now, he couldn't make up his mind on whether or not he was leaving the Batman role or not.
Yeah, he doesn't actually seem to care about being Batman, whereas everyone else who plays a superhero tends to actually care that they're playing that superhero. Ben Affleck kind of found it annoying when people kept asking him about when the new Batman movie was coming out. He fucking flipped shit and was like, "God, no one cares about my own movies. All they want to know is when the next Batman
That's the sad part is being in these superhero films. I mean, everything else, your projects and everything else get hampered because you're the face of this franchise. And that's why you see some of these people getting out. You see like Chris Evans, he's getting out and such. You don't know what's going on with Robert Downey Jr., he's getting out. I mean, I think even Hendal and Idris Elba, he's getting out too. He's tired of it, so he's going to get out. So you see there's going to be a lot of people leaving because they just want this stuff over and done. That's why Hugo Weaving didn't he does not want to return because he does not like that prosthetic makeup. He just does independent stuff. And he's got his paycheck and everything else. He's like, I don't need to do any of this stuff anymore. I'm good.
Actually, to be fair, the fucking extortionate amount that Robert Downey Jr. is charging to be in these Avengers films, he could just stay in the cinematic universe and show up for about 2 seconds per film, and he'd go away with about $250,000 paycheck.
Honestly, I think, like, I know acting takes a lot of talent, but I kind of think that actors are kind of overpaid.
Yes,
yes. Like, especially
they're just
now,
they have this thought process of like, oh my gosh, these characters are just like this. They have this like, okay, these characters are gonna be like this forever, which it's not. They're not gonna be that way forever.
The thing is with actors. Oh, go ahead.
Well, like the whole thing is that there's not really a megastar right now except Dwayne Johnson. The age of the Hollywood star is kind of over. Like everyone kept saying how Scarlett Johansson was this megastar because the box office total was huge, but look what happened with Ghost in the Shell.
I recall saying something similar to this like a year ago on Wild Cards, back before I was actually like a member and I was just a patron. But like essentially, it's acting now, actors are a dime a dozen, right? And because of that, you'd think that the actors that are huge stars would actually have some incredible talent. And yet look at how many actors are big name actors, and they're fucking shit, right? I mean, I don't even want to mince words here. They're fucking shit. And most of them only got into the profession because they were already super rich. Because from first-hand experience, I know that if you want to get anywhere in the acting industry, you better have a shit ton of free time available. You can't hold down a steady job and try and be an actor, because you need to have free time to be able to get to auditions. You have to be able to be willing to take unpaid work, and it's just a cluster. Unless you have already, you know, a bunch of money at your disposal, you can't risk your a steady career for the odd chance that you might break into acting. That's why you get posh actors who are actually shit, like Emilia Clarke. She was rich before she was an actor. Kit Harington, he was rich before he was an actor. All these people who you hear them talk in real life and they come from posh backgrounds, that's because that's the only reason that they became an actor, is because they're from rich backgrounds and they could afford to break into the industry.
Yeah, like Emilia Clarke, I don't get why they keep trying to put her in movies like Terminator Genesis or the Han Solo movies.
Well, have you seen her tits? I mean, come on.
Well, that's one good reason.
Look at all that talent.
But yeah.
Well, you gotta bribe Harvey Weinstein with something.
But yeah, it's okay. It's all these updates.
It's like the most elitist group. The whole like Hollywood acting thing.
Yep.
You say a dime a dozen, but really it's just California.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, there are other places. There are other places they can film. There's Georgia, that's built up. Toronto, you always have New York, but that's
that's another thing too. Is that you have to be rich to live in the places that these actors live. I mean, most films are made in California. Sometimes they're made in New York. You have to be rich to live there. Same in the UK. Most movies are made in London. You have to be quite well off to live in central London.
Yeah.
And we were actually planning on doing a video podcast about this, weren't we, Matt? And we might still do it, because we were gonna. It's basically this oligarchy in Hollywood. Like people like Benedict Cumberbatch, he's fucking super rich. Before he was even an actor, he come from an incredibly well-off family, and his family had connections to people who were already in the acting industry. And that's why he managed to get cast as Sherlock and could afford to go to the Royal Shakespeare Company or wherever the fuck. Working class actors are a dying breed.
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole. Sorry.
Well, granted, the whole connections thing is kind of normal in a job place. Like, for instance, like, granted, it's not guaranteed yet, but my dad is trying to help get me an internship at his company. Granted, it's not guaranteed yet. And note that he is one of the higher ranked employees at his work. I think one of the higher, he's not the CEO, but he's the boss of several people. But still, yeah, but it's probably not the same as how these actors have connections.
Well, that's always going to happen. You're always going to have people who are the connections and stuff. But it is the one thing it is interesting is that used to be working class actors. I mean, those are things that are the background. You have this belief factor. I mean, that's the reason why I look at you get someone like, say, the Han Solo dude. That you see how he's like, oh my gosh, he's terrible.
I know he was so bad that they had to hire an acting coach and reshoot most of the fucking movie.
Well, from the impression I got, the only reason he won that, the only reasons he got that role was because one, the other guy they were gonna get ended up doing Baby Driver. He played the main character in Baby Driver. And two, that one guy, I think he just happened to have this demo video where he just happened to do a decent Han Solo impression, but he's just not doesn't seem to be channeling that in this movie for some reason.
Well, having all these actors who are all from the same background also leads to other problems. You wonder why most American actors are Democrats. It's because they grew up with cushy lives. They never actually had to work a day's proper work in their entire lives. So they don't have any sort of connection or any sort of sympathy for lower class people who might actually see something valuable in what the Republicans have to offer.
Like, granted, I still don't believe I still roll my eyes when celebrities try to get political, but I do applaud Kanye West for at least being a free thinker. Like, I've never been a Kanye West fan because I've only listened to a few of his songs, but I at least applaud him for having the guts to say something different from the narrative. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
but I don't.
I'm trying to not sound hypocritical.
No, it's fine.
I should note that Kanye West has also, I think he posted some pro gun control tweets, but like I think he's a fan of Trump, which I already knew this because he said this at a concert during the election year, but like people were freaking out about now because he decided to still support Trump after the election.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't really care for Kanye West's music, and I actually think he's a fucking idiot, to be fair. But if anything,
he is.
Yeah,
he is egotistical, but from the songs I have for him,
I think he's a bit. I think he's a bit of an idiot. I don't really like his music, but I can admire that he's not afraid of speaking his mind.
Well, yeah, but I think it's all just his ego talking. I don't think he really believes in majority of what he says. I mean, he does seem like supposedly he has an album coming out, so maybe that's why he's acting this way.
That's Bill Burr's. That's Bill Burr's suspicion.
Well,
I think it is, and well, then again, the old saying Bischoff one says controversy creates cash, so it's not really surprising if he wants to go that far. It's interesting, and I sit back and I look and I'm like, and then you have Chance the Rapper saying, "Oh, black people are Democrats," and then I'm like, "Oh, you must have talked about me because I've left the Democratic Party years ago and I haven't touched the Republican Party as well."
Good man.
I don't give craps about any of the parties.
Well, then Chance decided to apologize because a bunch of people got at him for it. Like,
I think he just wanted to I think he should have just I honestly think he should have just been quiet, just to stick with it. Because again, at the end of the day, these people who want to cancel him are not going to welcome him back because they're just going to be like, "Oh yeah, well you're just a bitch now." So the thing he should have done is just been like, "Okay, I said it. I don't care. Move on." And honestly, it would have gained more people at the forefront and such like that. Because he's right. Because most black people aren't Democrats, and it just seems to me that if you say that, like, "Oh my gosh, you're co-signing with Trump," like, I think that's why he probably did, because he didn't want to be co-signing with Trump. He just we just sort of just stuck with it and said, "I don't care," and just move on. And because eventually the same people who are screeching about Trump and all this stuff is going to kill us all and everything, we're pretty much quiet when you have President Obama doing drone strikes on these other countries and doing this. I'm like, where's the consistency for everyone who's supposedly so woke now?
Yeah, where's Trump's Nobel Peace Prize for ending the conflict between North and South Korea?
Oh yeah, he said that South Korea president. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to mention that right before I had to leave, because Laughing Man says it's time for me. It'll be time for me and Luke to leave soon.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for having me. I got to go deal with a situation at my house. There's kind of a forest fire.
What the hell?
What?
Pretty cool.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, get out, man. Get out. Leave.
Yeah.
See you later, probably.
Bring your left.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah. Stop, drop, and roll.
I'm gonna say one thing before I go. I saw Infinity War and I think I liked it.
You think you liked it?
Well, I generally liked all the Marvel movies, but I think this one did some interesting things. Like granted, I'm sure a lot of the deaths will probably be reversed because it's a two-parter. 2. That's kind of how it was in the comics.
And they pretty much promised.
Like hunches a little bit from the comics, but
Yeah.
But I thought the way it was handled and executed, even though Thanos' logic is completely psychopathic, I think it executed it really pretty good. Like I'm certainly glad Josh Whedon didn't stay on for Infinity War. Like, no offense to the guy, but I don't think he'd be the right person. But it's for the kind of tone and feel they're trying to go for Infinity War. Like, there are still, because it's a typical Marvel formula of having jokes, but but it's like but with Infinity War it's a little more serious, because of course half of the universe is gonna get killed off, is at risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely totally different from what Joss Whedon is known for.
I'm actually even more I'm actually anticipating the part 2, which is rumored to be called Avengers Endgame, even more now, because I think they were able to I think they did a decent job at making a movie that I guess kind of lived up to the hype. Well, I say that because, like, even people who generally, I've seen people like Dishonored Wolf, and even who generally don't like all Marvel movies, and they kind of feel it saved me, like being pleasantly surprised by Infinity War.
Yeah, that's the tone I got from Red Letter Media when I watched the review.
Yeah.
Just for really quick question though. This is something that's kind of been in the back of my mind. And if it's a huge spoiler, don't answer it though. But did they kill off Spider-Man because they don't want Sony to have the property anymore? That's what I was wondering.
Well, they are doing Homecoming too, but
okay, I was just wondering. It'd be like yoink.
But wink, wink. Remember in the comic. Remember that you can bring people back to life with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, you can bring everyone back to life.
Not that they do that in this movie, but I'm sure they'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm still sure they're gonna have some deaths even in part 2. Like, I get the feeling, for some reason, that Captain America might sacrifice himself.
Sorry.
To bring everyone back to life. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'll still be listening, of course. It was nice talking with y'all.
All right, yeah, you too, dude.
All right, man. See you later. Anyway,
Charles, Big Dukesy T is going to be like, okay, well, now that he's gone, I get to actually say what I really think about his opinion.
No, it's good. You know, he actually did say some stuff that I agree with. In fact, I'm going to be talking more about this with some really cool people. 3 Black Geeks, very cool podcast and such. Talking about this.
But where's the diversity?
You got 3 Black people. That's enough diversity as alone. You know, and to be fair, we all had cable, so we're grown up. So that's
why don't you join them? Then they'll have the title of a porn video.
Get fucked.
No.
3 Black Geeks and 1 gamer girl.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's gonna probably get one. You know how long the YouTube would be like? You know, they'd be like, "Oh, 3 black people, white girl." Oh, shut it down.
The hashtag is BBC.
I see nothing to know where this is going.
No, that's just porn right there. But anyway, speaking of 3 Black Geeks, I was actually talking about this on my podcast, cheap plug. But there was an actually interesting little convention screw up here, the local area around here. It was started a couple weeks ago. It was called Universal FanCon. I was, hyping it up and such. I wasn't affiliated with the con, but the people, 3 Black Geeks, the podcast, they were hyping it up and said they were going to bring, other people doing everything, the heavy lifting, some of the heavy lifting at the con. But guess what happened? And they a week before the whole thing started, they postponed / canceled it. They canceled the con. And you know why they did? The reason why they did is
the suspense is killing me, Duke.
Money. They ran out of money, supposedly. They ran out of money. And it's funny because they did a Kickstarter 2 years ago. Had raised like 2-3 times their their stuff of like they wanted 25 grand to start this convention, but they got like 56,000. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a small mix, but the way they kept promising things, they were doing all these like they're gonna have the whole Baltimore convention area. It's like you sure this is gonna cost like all this money you have? Like it's all good, it's all good. They've been tweeting about this stuff, and the crazy thing is about the money troubles. They knew about this money trouble back in March, and yet they were still hyping this stuff up.
Well, they're probably going off the idea of if they could sell enough tickets that they could get people to come on and just separate that cost.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sad part is they couldn't actually find enough tickets, and then the week before anyone else, they have people taking days off. They have people's vendors and everything else. I mean, everyone was still ready to go, and they took time off work and everything. And then they said, "Oh, by the way, this convention it's not going to happen."
Sounds like my fucking work life.
See, what they should have done is they should have encouraged more Emilia Clarke cosplay and call it Talent Con.
But there was a positive thing here. Is that they in the midst of all of this,
the positive thing is that their con got canceled.
No, they actually another one came up in place. I can't call it. It was Wiko Mekon. It was based on the street of Baltimore. I can't pronounce his name. Then again, yeah, but they actually got all the people there. It was a small convention and such, but they got people. The showrunner from Luke Cage was there for a panel. They had some of the vendors that was going to be there for FanCon and such. They were there as well, so they still they got to sell somewhere, so they were there and everything. It was a really positive event. They said, sure, they didn't get every sure it wasn't Baltimore FanCon, and a lot of people felt angry, but they actually got this thing. They somehow, with like 48 hours after the whole FanCon scenario, they actually built this thing up and actually made a convention out of it. A small pop-up convention, but yeah, they actually did something very positive. He was hoping this thing. I was like, I hope that they actually are going to make this into a yearly convention.
If there's a market for it, why not?
Yeah, and it's just no resources or anything else. They did this they announced it, and then they actually put this thing together in 1 week, which is, I'm like, this is how you really show that that actually know what you are doing and such.
Well, how hard is it to really put a con together? You just have to
it's hard. It is hard. It's
really working with other people like vendors and shit. I mean, really, you just have to get the space and tell the convention center, like, we want to do this. Here's the money. This is the time frame you want. Yeah,
but the whole thing with the FanCon scenario, which pissed people off, was because they didn't. It was like there was a lack of communication, lack of any type of transparency, which seems to be a reminder of what of the other thing that came on the internet this past couple of months. Something about change the channel and such.
Ooh.
Yes.
No. I've been living under a rock.
Channel awesome.
Oh yeah. It just keeps going over and over again. It's just like, it's like George Lucas, it's like poetry, It
like what they did with King Warrior.
What's going on with Channel Awesome now? Is it just more drama regarding?
It's dying, and they're still trying to do all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, it just every time these things come down, it looks like more often than not, it's like it's lack of communication, transparency, and by the way, the whole FanCon thing, it looks like it's actually a literal con. It looks like it looks like something. It could have been something more fiendish and stuff. They might have pocketed the money and rolled out.
That wouldn't be new.
Yeah, it's interesting that supposedly it's this You ever heard this guy named Ty Pham? It looks like he's been a part of many conventions that say about, oh, we hear about diversity and all this type of stuff. He's one of the main people behind these conventions. And when his name is involved, guess what? Those conventions doesn't actually happen. They pocket a lot of the money. But again, it's alleged. It's alleged. So who knows?
Shit, if you can't prove it.
Yeah. But even better, this is amazing. They actually had a statement. You want to hear the statement about this at FanCon? I'm not making any of this up. I'll put the link here. It's right here. One of it right here. It says right here. They just paid for the flight. What happens now? It says, unfortunately, many of us pay for our flights as well, with the expectation this convention was going to happen. For this, we sincerely apologize. If you want to still be coming to Baltimore, feel free to join us for the Infinity War movie screening. We would love the opportunity to sit down and meet with many of you face to face and talk through your thoughts about FanCon. That's right. So from a convention to a movie screening.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you call that? What
bullshit.
Well,
downsizing.
Yeah, for real, downsizing.
And
no, my job has an acronym for this shit. It's called BOHICA. Bend over, here it comes again.
Yes. and even then, supposedly, they didn't even have the screening might not even have happened. Didn't even happen. Like the screening didn't even take place either.
BOHICA.
God, if you pay to watch a movie and you don't get your ticket, it kind of sounds like Fandango. Anyways, Duke, we're gonna have to let you go.
All right, man.
So
I'll
we can get
talk
to the
you
fresh
guys
meat
later.
All right,
And,
talk to you later,
we'll
Duke.
Get back to my dungeon so I can edit and do all this crazy stuff I'm doing.
Yeah,
back to the grind.
Edit.
All right, later, Duke. All right, fresh meat. Who are you people? Why are you here?
I give you money. That's why I'm here.
That's good enough.
I just want to see pictures of Laughing Man's dick.
Explain myself. Like, what the fuck you want? You want me standing up and being like, oh, I'm a specialist, whatever the fuck my name is that you guys will never be able to pronounce.
I've had to mute myself for the past 15 minutes because my dog's been going absolutely fucking mental. Like, with the chew toy and everything. And now she's calmed down a bit now. She's sitting next to me. No, never mind.
That's a chew toy.
Never mind. She's going insane again. I don't know why. Calm down, you.
Yeah. Blame the doggy.
As she's strokes her little pink pet.
Oh god.
Oh shit! Who was it?
Down, boy, down.
Is it? Fuck. Who has the dog named Max? I forget.
No,
Hidden.
Hidden.
Was it?
Hidden
John Connor, wasn't it?
Hidden. Is it Hidden? So she has a dog named Max. Now we know what happened to Cinemax. You can close the book on that shit.
Oh, what?
It's in there with the bonus gear.
Down, boy.
Oh god, you know what?
Where's Fedora?
Watching we was watching a previously recorded stream. I think it was for Breath of the Wild, and the dog's going insane again. But I'll just ignore it.
Throw it outside.
But we was watching a stream for Breath of the Wild, from previously recorded, and they started talking
Jesus
about.
Christ! Do you have a squeaky toy fucking dildo? What the hell is that?
The dog's chewing on a toy.
Yeah. That's what you call kegels.
Hey,
Matt, is that the $25 per month thing?
Yeah.
It's $100 for sure.
I mean, if you're gonna pay it, then yeah. No, but yeah, we was watching the previously recorded stream, and Jack and Rich were on it, and they were talking about the documentary, The Problem with a Poo. And if you guys don't know, it's about this Indian guy basically made this documentary about.
Thank you for patronizing my business. Please come again. What you get? About squishy.
He made this documentary about like what it was like to grow up as an Indian kid, like living with. Oi, come here.
Well,
throw it outside.
I'm a little slow, eh?
All right, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna let the dog out.
Yeah, sure.
Let the dogs out.
That was the chain she puts on her Sibian.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's area shit.
But for the love of God, oh no, it's a stereotype of an Indian American. Yeah, fuck off, Jesus Christ, it could be worse.
At least Matt Groening's staying to his guns.
Well, the thing is like every character on The Simpsons is a stereotype. Is a stereotype. The fucking yokels are stereotypes. Even the Simpsons themselves are stereotypes.
Ned Flanders is that
Christian stereotype.
Hardcore stereotype.
You know what's even more
Gumble.
pathetic than that is? You know what's pathetic about this documentary as well? Is that it's just someone's whine, someone's hour-long whine. And he even interviews like people, like other Indians, and say, what do you think of this character? And they're like, oh, we don't care.
His own family said that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is I've heard so much about it, and I understand certainly like the aspect of like it's every character is a freaking stereotype. Now I need to see the documentary. I'm gonna sit down and actually watch this thing one of these nights, but it does sound like a whine. The entire thing does sound like a whine.
And the thing is
does it come with cheese?
The thing is with The Simpsons, right? There's less than 10 voice actors for The Simpsons. I think it might be closer to 5 voice actors that do all the voices.
Especially since Mrs. Krabappel died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and now if you want
died too.
Yeah, if you want representation in a cartoon, but then you also want the different ethnic representation to have a voice actor that corresponds to them, how many fucking voice actors are you going to need?
Hundreds.
The voice actors, the people who do the voices on The Simpsons are already incredibly overpaid, right? How the fuck, like, you know what I mean? There was a Japanese character on it called Akira in the earlier seasons. There's obviously Apu. There's Groundskeeper Willie. There's Carl. Like, come on.
There's even the Italian pizza chef.
Yeah, there's the mafia guys, although I think the main guy is played by, is it Joe Montega? Is that his name?
Maybe, I'm not so sure.
But yeah, I mean, at what point it's either you're shouted out or you're moaned at for not having a representation of diverse characters, or these diverse characters aren't represented in the way that we want them to be, and it's like, well, go fuck yourself then.
But then
where's the Mexicans complain about Bumblebee Man?
For fucking
yeah, no shit. Well, it's like represented in the way that we want them, and yet he uses like a generalized we term. Like, I mean,
but is that the royal we? Who are you speaking for? The entirety of fucking India, who doesn't really give two shits?
It's like they act like Indians have a hive mind. I mean, women have a hive mind. Minorities have a hive mind. It's like, no, they're all individuals, and each person can have their own opinion.
And you know what? Apu's not even the worst stereotype. I mean, you could do a lot worse than fucking Apu. He's hardworking. He's dedicated. I mean,
he's actually smart.
He's a nice guy. Like
everybody likes him. The only person who doesn't like him is the fucking snake guy who robs him every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taken God knows how many fucking bullets.
No, the snake guy doesn't. He just robs him because he's an easy target. It's not, I'm robbing this guy because he's Indian. It's a convenience store. It's convenient for me to rob the convenience store.
He's a fucking...
seem to be his buddy.
Apu is a fucking university graduate. And there was an episode where he was going to get deported and the whole town rallied behind him because they loved him so much.
Yeah.
About that episode, it also showed how he knew about the Civil War more than Americans because they just go, oh, just say slavery.
None of my peers, I'm 21, none of my peers could fucking pass the citizenship test to gain entry here.
Mm-hmm.
And in that same episode as well, it goes over how, he doesn't want to abandon his roots of where he came from to accept American culture. He's very loyal to his roots and his family, and that's all part of his character.
Yeah, I mean,
holy shit, a lot worse than fucking Apu.
Exactly, and I mean, the Simpsons volunteered their backyard to throw a party, a wedding for him.
Yeah.
And didn't they use the fucking elephant Bart one in like way earlier seasons too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do not give my god a peanut.
I mean, I can't speak for any of the newer seasons because I fucking stopped watching The Simpsons years ago. But from what I remember, Apu was always an upstanding guy. You know what I mean? It's not like he was depicted like like an African straight out the bush or some shit.
I remember, what was that? Home Improvement, where you had Sam Allen. He'd always go back in the backyard and ask his neighbor for advice. fuck was his name?
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. It's Homer goes to the Quickie Mart to, stock up on beer and Slim Jims or whatever the fuck. And he's like, Apu, I have some trouble. And he talks to Apu and he helps him out sometimes. And same thing with Mo and everyone else. It's like, look, it's fine. What I'm waiting for is when they start throwing a fucking hissy fit about, what is that TV show? Disported. Fuck. Outsourced. Outsourced.
Oh.
That was it.
I did.
I would think would be offensive would be Big Bang Theory. Raj character.
Raj. Oh my god, yeah, Raj is a far worse stereotype for Indians.
You know what? I actually
racist.
remember. I actually remember an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and I am convinced this is what happened. There's an episode of The Big Bang Theory where Howard and Raj. I used to watch The Big Bang Theory, and I don't anymore because now it's just. I realized that it always had been cringe. But back when I used to watch it, there was a scene where Howard and Raj are sitting together, and Howard does an impression of an Indian, and Raj goes, "That's offensive," and then Howard goes, "It's not offensive. Apu is a beloved character from The Simpsons." I'm convinced the creator of this documentary watched that scene and was like, "Shit, I could make a fucking documentary about that."
Yeah, for real.
I can capitalize on this.
I can make money off being a victim, even more so.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And again, there are characters in that show that are far worse stereotypes than Apu. Fucking I've never heard a Scottish person complain about groundskeeper Willie. You know what I mean?
He's accurate.
Excuse me. I was watching The Simpsons yesterday. The Big Book of British Teeth. Anyone?
Well, I'm from Canada, and you get that one Canadian kid when Bart goes to the special ed class. I'm from Canada, eh? And they say I'm a little slow.
Well, shit. What about the fucking redneck characters? It's like,
I take offense to that too.
It's like, Cletus, don't be making out in front of my parents. Don't worry, Brandine, they're my parents too.
The fat German kid.
Oh yeah. Doesn't he take like a crowbar and start beating the shit out of the bullies in the movie?
Fucking the movie. I tried to forget about the movie just because that was the point at which I started to fucking hate The Simpsons when the movie came out, and I was like,
the movie was okay. It's like the last few seasons when it's just like, Homer's like the biggest dumbass ever. Bart's just terrible. Marge is terrible. The only decent person they keep greenlighting is Lisa, and so she can keep spouting off the liberal DNC bullshit.
The utopian.
Yes. Utopian. There's never going to be a utopia. If there's utopia for one, there's a dystopia for others.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, this whole thing about fucking Apu being offensive, it's just pathetic. And back to my original point, which was that they were talking about it in one stream, and Jack was bringing it up, and Rich was basically saying, I don't give a fuck. Why do I have to care about what he thinks? Sort of thing. I don't have to watch this documentary. Why should I care if some guy's offended? And then the next stream they did, which was the God of War stream, they brought it up again, and Rich said, I was thinking about it, and I was kind of being the dick in the last stream, and I was thinking, no, you were absolutely fucking right. Why should you care that someone's offended by something?
Angry Joe levels where he had to change his opinion on The Last Jedi.
Well, to be fair with Rich, he said that he didn't see the documentary, and he's kind of in the same boat I am. And he decided to give it watching. He's like, yeah, it had a couple good points, but even Jack was like, yeah, I don't agree with all of it though. But there's a couple pieces here and there that kind of make you wonder.
Oh, yeah. Hank Azaria, who's the guy who voices Apu, said that he'd step away from the character, and I'm like, that's pathetic. What are you doing?
He negotiated with terrorists.
I'd actually rather
back down.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I am live.
Yep,
I'd rather all of the actors on The Simpsons just step away from the fucking show, to be honest, and end it. But
let it bring back Futurama. Let The Simpsons die.
No, Futurama had a good ending. Don't fucking bring it back.
It was a good ending.
It had two good endings. It doesn't need any more.
Let's go for 3.
We're back, baby.
If you want to count the movies.
Those movies, though, those are good movies.
I think that's actually how I got introduced to the show, because I found a rerun of one of them on Comedy Central.
Futurama was pretty solid.
The Dungeons and Dragons one confused the fuck out of me. It kind of felt like they had one script in mind, and they kind of shifted gears because the creator of Dungeons and Dragons died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It was
The
pretty
episode or the
selfish
movie?
of my
Which
guys
one?
to Just up and die like that.
One of the last movies, yeah.
So is the movie, not the episode?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the movies were each broken up into 4-episode little arcs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think they just
Hobbit
went
over there?
composing a whole
No,
season.
that's a rabbit and a hobo, but they're making a hobbit.
Oh God, the things I've seen at work would put that to shame. Let me put it like this. Here's what it's like working at a gas station night shift. I walk in because I'm at the end of my shift. I fucking throw out the trash. I come back in to clock out, and I just fucking turn to my manager and like, hey, should we call the cops about those crackheads outside stealing our electricity? I've seen people smoke crack in the bathroom, shoot up heroin, all sorts of things.
I mean,
it's terrible.
I mean,
I had 3 coworkers this week quit, so I just had to work the last 8 nights.
But you're in Florida, aren't you?
Yeah. One got the only reason I bring this up is because I'm building up to what happened to the last one, right?
You getting overtime?
Yeah, a lot. So she gets pulled over because she's got a fucked up headlight, right?
Okay.
The fucking cop comes up to her. Oh, is that cocaine? Yes, it was. So he fucking pulls her out of the car, throws her on the hood next to the 8-ball.
And
She
fucks
eats
her.
No. She eats the 8-ball of coke. So they have to take her to the hospital to pump her stomach to save her ass. She got arrested on like 4 charges. I don't even know if she came back today or not. Welcome to Central Florida. Oh God. Oh well. At least we have good theme parks.
Yeah, that's good theme parks. I mean, I kind of want to say I had a similar thing. I had some crazy people. Oh. I had some crazy ass people walking down the street when I was doing guard duty on the most recent Missouri state of emergency bullshit. And so I had people, like, it's crazy guys rambling, and just bags in their hand. I had no idea what they were. I was kind of scared at 2 a.m. And then the next night there were, God damn it, Discord, shut the fuck up. And then the other night there's a couple walking down the street who screaming and yelling at each other. I don't even remember what the fuck it was, but I'm standing there, with a fucking M16, 3 magazines of ammunition, full head to toe ACU and body armor, and they're like, "We need you to do something about this." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do, man. I'm sorry. Best chance is call the police. That's all I can say.
Is this why we got brought on at the same time, just to share our Southern white trash stories? Because I think we're the only 2 Southerners on here.
Hey, don't worry, man. I'm from the deep south of the Great North, so I'm in there with you.
Motherfucker, Montana is its own goddamn nightmare. Don't you be comparing them to something as great as the Deep South.
At least they have a proud history.
Listen,
Yeah,
I make this joke a lot, but there's a reason why the only theme park where they let you fight the fucking mascots is in Florida.
I mean,
that's not a joke.
I found out where the CCS podcast fucking convention's gonna be.
Florida?
Florida in the amusement park. Or Vegas. You know what? Let's fucking go to Vegas.
For just $20 for 5 minutes, you guys can beat up laughing, man.
Okay. Wait, is he allowed to swing back?
Yes.
Okay, I'll throw down.
Let's put on the MMA.
He won't swing back.
If we're fighting Laughing Man, would that count as elder abuse?
Go for mud wrestling, man.
Unfortunately, you can't hit me or Mel because that would be misogynistic. Unless you're a woman.
Oh, shut
the Give me a minute. Let me go change my important government documentation because I can do that at the drop of a hat now.
I identify as a woman. Wham!
I can't actually. I just gotta go up to the deer's office.
Hashtag that moment. Hashtag that moment when you think there's going to be World War III, so you're going to have to change your gender.
No, it's like there's like that one fucking story of how everyone in Hawaii thought they were going to die a few months back because that messed up text. So apparently 2 siblings said, "Fuck it, let's have sex." This was posted on 4chan, so I don't think it was real, but at the same time, it's so stupid. I desperately hope it is.
I mean, it's 4chan.
I guarantee fucking it actually happened.
Only an idiot takes
It's a
those
50-50 shot.
Also, Taroni,
So,
please stop fucking desecrating the name of Dio with a furry wearing his name on her shirt. You
She's not a
fucking
furry.
monster.
But
It's a
no, the
human.
ICBM
Those are
launched from
fucking
North
ears.
Korea
No,
was
not. That's just the way I
was-
put her hair.
the trajectory from the ICBM was going to hit or fly over Hawaii. So the person manning that actually did the right thing, although they have no missile defense bunkers.
Are you
and shit.
telling me Beast is a furry?
It looks like a fucking furry. Those look like goddamn cat ears.
I based her hair off of Beast and Wolverine from the 90s.
Beast is a furry. And Wolverine's like halfway there.
You know what we haven't talked about yet? The fact that Trump was actually able to cause some kind of possible peace in the Korean Peninsula.
I'm still waiting for Kim Jong Un to
Trump is going to get screwed out of a Nobel Peace Prize he's rightfully earned, and that's going to fucking piss me off.
He didn't bomb
I love
no
it if
hospitals yet.
they take the one away from Obama and give it to Trump.
They
Oh,
should.
He's done more for peace, because at least Trump hasn't killed any American citizens without trial yet. I remember when Obama did that.
Hospital.
Well, Matt, wasn't
Pepper's
it?
family members.
Didn't Scott Adams say something like the reason why Donald Trump was able to like basically manipulate the Koreans into declaring peace for each other is because he actually understands Asian diplomacy because of his business ties, whereas Obama did not understand it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Obama didn't understand a lot.
Yep,
The man didn't have any. The man had like a revolving door career in politics.
It's like fucking, I think it was Kanye West that summed up Obama best when he said two different things. One, Obama as the first black president had to be fucking perfect. And two, over his 8 years in office, nothing changed in Chicago.
Chicago is still a fucking shithole. I've been there once. I don't really want to go back.
Hey, at least you made it out alive, so you can say that better than most people.
At least Chicago, not Detroit.
I'm not saying Chicago is a shithole, but there's a reason that guy with the glasses is headquartered there.
They're throwing shade.
Matt, should you really be laughing? Weren't you on a show for one of their fucking side websites? That's how I found you.
Nope.
No,
that was Kenny's Game Jams. We just happened
Yeah,
to
and you guys did a crossover episode. That's how I fucking found you.
We have to bleep that too.
Beep.
Or whatever your fucking name is. I think it's Matthew. I don't fucking know or care.
Sure
We don't
enough.
talk about those times.
Yes.
Yeah, he was young and dumb, and Kenny was
Full
full
of
of cum. I don't know.
Well, how do you think he got on the show?
So did you have to work with Mike Mishaw too?
DuckTales. Woo.
No, I never had anything directly to do with the what was it?
I did not have relations with Blistered Thumbs.
Well, that was it. Is we Kenny had a show on Blistered Thumbs because Angry Joe liked his Game Jams show, and then we did a couple guest spots on it, just kind of get our own name out there, and we spent all of our time taking the piss out of Blistered Thumbs, like our Video Games Awesome parody, which now looks exactly like Couch Co-op, unfortunately. But yeah,
You're the one dressed like the stripper.
We
all
had
that's missing are the big tits, which we really should get in on.
well, Nat.
I mean, I'll offer my services in that regard.
Nat, you seen how?
I know a guy.
Nat, you
I
seen
don't
how?
want the wonderful laughing man there.
You've seen how Mel's been drawing you lately, right?
All right, okay, listen, all I have to do is get a two-piece bikini and then sit in front of a camera and go, oh my god, I don't know how to play video games.
Jiggle physics.
I'm just an innocent little girl.
That's how you get a job in games journalism, not Let's Playing.
That voice was very creepy. I don't know how to feel.
What was it? Who was that? What was that?
I am thoroughly aroused. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
There was a YouTube channel. There was a YouTube channel called what was it, The Reply Girl, and all it was just she would talk while the camera was aimed at her breasts, and she had like a bunch of subscribers.
I remember that.
That was an entire genre back when YouTube allowed people to have video responses in the comments.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous.
Well, have you guys ever seen that? Have you guys ever seen that comic?
A greater mistake has never been made.
I'm pretty sure there's comics in the Discord chat though, but have you guys seen the one where a kid goes out to a hooker on the edge of a street corner?
I know exactly the one.
Yeah, I know the one. you're talking
And
about.
just basically puts him in front of a Twitch channel, and the kid's rolling in money while the hooker is playing video games.
Hashtag life goals and all that good shit.
Yeah, and she's like, "Not the worst thing I've done."
Especially to a child.
Oh, did you see the comment I posted a while back?
Just won the internet there. All right. Well, anyways, I'm gonna let Soren and Taroni go, just so we can keep the train moving here.
Great talking to you.
Yeah,
it's a train wreck, so it's more shuffling than moving.
We will try.
If I remember right, you four assholes are like the CCS trolls that I absolutely love. So keep coming back.
Hey, someone likes
I do
us.
what I can.
Hey, someone likes
Congrats, you like me
actual
more than
family.
either of my parents. So,
Jesus, dude.
hey, I never met him. Fuck him.
They were whores. Wait,
No,
hold
they
on.
sold me for drinking money. I am the last Jedi.
He will become the next Jedi. He will face Yoda and take him down.
Which is funny because I actually did grow up, literally, I'm not exaggerating, 3 miles north of Disney World, and could actually fucking walk there if I had wanted to.
All right,
but I was like
down
14,
there.
so I never did.
Walking Deadpan's gonna be the next star on After Hours.
Okay, I better see that.
I mean, I'll probably get the channel taken down. So. Or I'll just make another really shitty pun like I did last month and get someone to try to kill me again.
You know, just make sure we have our bit hub account, whatever the fuck it's called first, BitChute, and then see if you get the channel taken down. We'll end the legacy on a bang.
Or we could go.
No, then you'd have to be uploading it to
Pornhub.
Pornhub.
For us to end the legacy on a bang, but actually have to have subscribers. So we keep losing those with every new upload.
Well, Matt, when
Thank
you
you,
asked
guys.
earlier, I remember having to resubscribe to you guys because I was actually unsubscribed through YouTube.
How the hell does that work? They keep on other channels say the same thing, that their subscribers keep getting unsubscribed and shit. And so that's why I really got to put like a little intro video saying, make sure you like subscribe to the actual website. So that way you get the email shit. You get spammed out by our crap.
Sargon actually did a stream with a couple of people the other day, and they were talking about how a couple of their videos have been like almost shadow banned. Where like
Darren,
the views,
it's because you're a Russian hacker bot.
The views are like nothing, like the like kind of like in the middle, and then the line goes right down to nothing for a few days, and then instantly like that shoot back up as if they'd literally been hidden for about a day.
It's because the first 48 hours are when the videos make the most AdSense. That's why they're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Choke 'em out,
It was you guys, Slaughter with Crowder, Sargon of Akkad, Black Pigeon Speaks,
How the hell we get roped up? How the hell we get roped in that group?
Fuck if I know.
Because
no,
you guys, because of the fucking shit on Patreon where you tried getting Sargon on for a while, and who knows if that ever is going to come to pass.
The thing is, we keep trying to get in touch with him though, but he's like in California now, so we keep on being like, "Hey, dude, you want to do something?" And we just radio silence.
He's
We got someone in the chat from California. Make him kidnap him.
He's he's incredibly
kidnap him.
basically he's incredibly busy, so we're just waiting for an opening. But in the meantime, we're going to try and get Mundane Matt on.
But I don't want to turn off that pesky ad block.
Well,
After the shit. What was it? What was the shit that he pulled the other day? He DMCA'd some guy because he sourced one of his streams for a video, and
Well,
like
Define
everybody
irony. Define irony. The man who caused Gamergate to start because his videos got DMCA'd, DMCAing someone for using his videos.
Well, no. Wasn't it because like they literally used like whole clips from his videos without commentary or like they literally just posted huge segments from his videos in there, and it wasn't covered under fair use.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch Mundane Matt.
No idea.
Well, considering his staunch support of fucking Kilroy, even as the ship was plummeting to the ground and blowing up every orphanage, it wouldn't. It would surprise me that Matt actually has a hill to die on here.
I don't know enough about it, but
It's like going back to that guy with the glasses. How Guru Larry's still on there, literally just for the lulz, just watch it all burn down around him. Even though he keeps taking the piss out of them in basically every fucking comment section.
listen.
Is that what we're doing our senior years? We lost him.
You know what? You know what the first place I found Guru Larry on was?
This fucking that one square in London where people are allowed to talk.
No, the first time I ever saw Guru Larry was on fucking television. His
he
his
used to have a
videos
TV show, didn't he?
Yeah, they were on TV.
Jesus, talk about a downgrade. It's like game trailers, except actually funny.
So it's what we're gonna do in our senior years when we're all fucking retired and shit. Just be in the same fucking home, taking the piss out of everyone and everything.
Fuck, I'm down for it.
No, when I'm a fucking old man, I want to do what Jim Brewer plans to do and just have a Pantera mosh pit full of men in their 80s beating the shit out of each other. That would be a great way to die.
Mosh pit?
Yeah. I mean, I'm the man who's going to be going to the Slayer farewell concert in Orlando dressed as Jesus and jumping in the pit. So what the fuck do I know about good ideas? I will either die or get on stage. Either way, I'm going to be a legend.
You think you think that's risky? Show up dressed as Muhammad and then we'll talk.
You're not getting a lot of anti-Muslim people going to a Slayer show. It's fucking Slayer.
Oh, Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
Durka, Muhammad Ali, Jihad.
And we have officially been taken off of YouTube. Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.
Not only that, but Nat has the thought police called to her fucking apartment in England.
Well, she shouldn't have put on the bikini then.
Let's
Wait,
see,
which kind of thought?
It's like, let's see, after the attacks, we got knives, we got, white vans mowing people over. Oh shit, Natalie's in a bikini saying shit about Muslims.
No, it's like that picture I posted in the Discord the other day where it's like, this thing sharpener can turn anything into a knife.
British Parliament.
God, I am so glad my family left that country nearly 400 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We've been ruining America since 1692.
I used to respect the UK. Keyword use.
So did I, to be fair.
No, I used to because, they had the Magna Carta, the Battle of Britain that they went through, Winston Churchill, shit like that. The historical figures.
We reproduced all of the noteworthy music in the world.
Up till the 70s. After that, it was America.
Excuse me. Queen, ladies and gentlemen. Pink Floyd.
Queen debuted in 1970s.
So, they continued on until the 80s.
90s.
Yeah, what the fuck you took? Fucking Iron Maiden, fucking what the hell band was Lemmy in? God damn it.
Motorhead 70s. Yeah. Iron Maiden formed in 75 but didn't debut until 80.
We got Whitesnake.
About Whitesnake?
I like Whitesnake.
It's okay. There's no excuse for bad taste.
Get the fuck out of here with your it's okay. It's fucking Whitesnake. Whitesnake's amazing.
His work with Deep Purple will always be better.
Well, anyone's work with Deep Purple is clearly superior.
I will give you Queen just because I'm a Queen fanboy.
Taroni says we got Nickelback. Motherfucker, we have the Beatles.
No, Taroni's Canadian. Taroni's Canadian. He's saying that they have Nickelback.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that we have the Beatles. Beat that.
Well, I mean, Canada also has it Tragically Hip, but I think Taroni's the only other person in the chat who knows who they are. And that's the problem.
You also have Justin Bieber, Taroni. Think about that.
Yeah, that's not a good... They also have Trudeau. Didn't he try to release an album or some shit?
I don't know. The Pope dropped a mixtape a few years back. Who the fuck knows anymore? I mean, hell, Christopher Lee has 2 metal albums.
Christopher Lee is the most metal guy you'll ever meet. Well,
I know.
He was before he died.
He still is. He still fucking is.
You can't get more badass than fucking Christopher Lee, man.
I guess, yeah. Ooh, I like Avenged Sevenfold.
A7X is pretty good, I will admit.
They fucking stole their font from Overkill, though. And I don't know why that just makes me laugh every time I think of them.
They got some good music, though.
I don't know. They've always struck me as edgy bullshit. But then again, I haven't listened to any of their music. I just look at their album covers and their fucking little mascot, the skull and the wings, and I just look at and think, not for me.
CCR.
Wait, Creedence?
Yeah, I fucking love them.
I mean, I used to, but the thing is, we at work, fucking, they loop like the same 8 songs, and one of them is have you ever seen the rain? So I've been hearing that like 4 times a night, every night for over a year.
And then that's
better than in like fucking Bad Company Vietnam, where fucking Fortunate Son played every 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, they could only license like 3 songs, so they had to fucking get their money's worth, I guess. I haven't.
Yeah, why didn't they get some more shit from like from the Rolling Stones?
Because they're expensive.
More expensive than CCR?
Yes. There's a reason CCR has the record for most #2 singles that never made it to #1.
For real?
Yeah, really. It's 5, by the way. They never made it to number 1 at all.
Es muy interesante, señor.
Anyways, we're gonna let Sauron go so we can bring in Kit Kat, and then whatever the other ladies decide to join us, and we'll cycle everyone out.
I thought you said we were gonna let Sauron go. I was like, what the fuck?
Sauron.
Thinking of Christopher Lee, I guess.
No, Saren.
Christopher Lee. Yeah, Christopher Lee was Saruman, not Sauron. Get it right.
Sauron.
God.
I'm the
nerd.
Close enough.
I'm the avatar of Sauron. No, Saren. It's a nerve agent. I'm persistent.
Yeah, we know. Go back to snorting anthrax or whatever it is you do for your job. Well, he's gone.
Okay, so I know I'm late to the party with this, but I picked up the new God of War the other day, and I don't know what anybody is talking about because aside from the button layout and the fact that Kratos isn't raving about how he wants to murder Zeus, the game hasn't really changed much.
I mean, I want to play it, but I keep having to spend all my fucking paychecks on bills. I'll probably be picking it up when I get paid since I've got like so much fucking overtime.
Yeah.
Let's see. Electric bill, gas bill, Patreon bill. No room for God of War.
Actually, the fucking Patreon bill doesn't come in till payday.
Oh, that's good for us then, I guess. So
yeah,
okay,
it's the fucking first.
So Undone, Jake.
But
so from what I've seen, is it just a different camera angle then on God of War? Versus...
It is more or less okay. Pick. Do you know what character action is?
Sure.
You know
Stuff
what
like
character action
Cry, Bayonetta, shit like that.
Okay, that's it. For years, God of War has been seen as the poor man's Devil May Cry. I'm not
square,
sure.
Square, triangle, square, triangle.
And then with God of War 2, you hit block and then you absorb attack and you can send it back to your opponent. But like the Natalie said it earlier, is that the storyline of God of War didn't really matter. It was all about the gameplay. That's not entirely true because, you know, like Deadpan just said, that first combo you get is your workhorse.
And the first God of War game, I will always defend as having an actually really good Greek tragedy of a story. Well, yeah. After that, it goes to shit. But the first one had a great story.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying the story was bad. I just said it didn't matter because all it was an excuse to beat people up.
Yeah, exactly. But
Roid Rage, the game.
It has always been seen as the easy alternative to Devil May Cry because Devil May Cry is fucking hard, and it easy gates you too because if you pick easy, you can't finish the game.
And when they fucking release them in America, they fuck up the difficulty, so normal's actually the Japanese hard mode. Thanks, Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah, it also
didn't they have to release another version of Devil May Cry 3 because the original was too hard or something?
Yeah, because they fucked up the difficulties.
It was fucking great. But
featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Like let's see. Who was I talking? I think I was talking with Taroni, but like he asked what the difference between God of War and the new God of War and something like Nier Automata was, and I'm like, oh boy, holy shit! Well, for one, there isn't the weird sibling romance bashing. The tone is not nearly as bleak, hopeless, and pointless. And I'm trying to figure out how to put this so I don't spoil anything.
The music isn't as good.
Oh no, the music. Fucking Nier always has amazing goddamn music. Are you kidding me?
I know. That's what I'm saying. God of War isn't as good as the soundtrack. Yeah. I haven't even played it, and I can tell you that with certainty.
Oh yeah. But the biggest complaint that I and many other people that I know have about the God of War series is that everything that happens in those games is Kratos' fault. Everything. Getting tricked by, like, selling his soul to Ares to get power, his fault. Killing his family, his fault. The gods turning on him in 2, and him getting his shit pushed in by Zeus is his fault. The world ending is his fault. And like in 3 mainstay titles, and I think
3 spin-offs. 2 PSP and the PS3 one.
Yeah, the three fucking prequel games, people got sick of Kratos. He is a boring, static character.
Right, one-dimensional.
Yeah, like, and I got bored with him. I didn't play. I have not played. Hey Tyra, I have yet to play. I have yet to play God of War 3 because Kratos, like anger on Kratos is just boring.
Right, yeah, I can understand Kratos being a boring ass one-dimensional character. I'm just wondering how the gameplay changed, because to me, when they kind of took the...
It hasn't really changed.
Hasn't it? Okay, that's good then.
No, the button layout has changed. It's like, you played Dark Souls, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's basically Dark Souls. Right trigger is heavy attack, or right trigger R2, whatever. Is your right trigger is your heavy attack. Right bumper is your what the fuck am I saying? R2 is your heavy. R1 is your light. The L1 is your block, and then I'm not far enough to where I unlocked the L2 ability, but I've only played it for like 3+ hours.
L2 is just picking up the kid and beating them to death with him. Or her. I don't know, assumes your gender.
Oh, dude, like Atreus is great. Like you put together like, okay, so one of the big dives that a lot of people one of the big dives against the game that a lot of people think is that there's only a handful of weapons. Like you got Kratos' fist and you got the Leviathan axe, and then you can tell Atreus to shoot something with his bow. That's it. Well, that's fine, because in original God of War, the only weapons worth putting any experience in was the Sword of Artemis and the Blades of Chaos, because the Wrath of Poseidon was great for AoE, except on the harder difficulties where enemies just shrug that off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the lightning bolts, which are great for range, except they take forever to get to the point where they actually do any damage. The Blade of Artemis, you can spin it around, and it does amazing amounts of damage, and it usually kills in two hits. A lot of min-maxing. And, like I'm enjoying the story, but like Natalie said, it's
Oscar
it's
baity?
a lot of, not Oscar, well, it is pretty award baity, but Kratos, well, first off, Michael Judge's portrayal of Kratos is fantastic. He sounds and looks old and tired, and it's a great shift in the character, and it's also a great way to introduce us to Kratos at this stage of his life. And like Shin said, I've got the very first. Shin said that Atreus is basically Loki. I haven't gotten to the point where that's confirmed, but the very first boss you fight is Baldur.
Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah.
No. I know a bit of Norse mythology, so I'm just fucking confused.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But guess what, motherfuckers? Kratos kicks off Ragnarok.
But that's the entire point of God of War 3 was him already causing the apocalypse once.
All of the apocalypses.
Jesus Christ.
It's like I said, oh, but it's a great fucking fight too. Because Baldur comes up and he's
playing GameCube.
Sorry, that's my phone.
That's an amazing ringtone.
Thank you.
Almost as good as mine. Mine's the codec call from MGS.
Mine's the Hellion by Judas Priest.
Some asshole was over in our fucking building where I work, and he had like an elk bugle as a cell phone. I thought I was being attacked by velociraptors. I'm standing in the lobby, all of a sudden I hear
Speaking of God of War, have you guys ever heard what the original planned ending for God of War 3 is? Or was?
Yeah. Kratos meets up with his Norse and Egyptian counterparts to destroy their pantheons, and then they follow a single. And then at the end, during the end credits, they follow a single star west, or north.
Basically, Kratos was going to be one of the 3 wise men.
What?
Which is amazing. Oh yeah, it's great, isn't it?
What?
Of course, you know. I'm the one who told you. I was going to tell them, but then you stole it from me.
What?
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, no. I was in an interview I read with the original creator, David Jaffe, a few years back. It's just one of those things like I wish it had happened just to see how much it could have pissed people off.
The mind fuck.
Because they were all so fucking tired of polytheism, they were like, fuck it, let's just start monotheism. What's the worst that can happen?
Christ.
And then the fucking sequel is just you're playing as Jesus. And your main weapon is the fucking cross, and you're just hunting down. No, this I'm just making up as I go along, and then you're just trying to hunt down Judas across Israel.
So you're saying that basically God of War turns into Dante's Inferno.
Well, I mean, there was already a Dante's Inferno adaptation that ripped off God of War, so fuck it.
I know. I'm
return in favor, I guess. See how many unbaptized babies he can kill before he gets an achievement. Because I remember that.
Jesus Christ.
Literally.
And people wonder why the CNN and Fox have enough fodder for video games.
No, the best part about the Dante's Inferno game is that there were a bunch of Christian protesters hired by the fucking development studio to fake protest the game, aim at fucking events and shit.
They were hired by EA.
And the fucking novelty box they would send to reviewers that wouldn't shut up until they fucking broke it, and then it accused them of wrath. That was fucking good.
Yeah,
the game was mediocre as hell from what I've heard. I played a bit of it. It was okay.
It's not great. It is like the worst kind of 5 out of 10.
What's the best kind of 5 out of 10?
The one interesting thing that they did with it was
babies out of 10.
And that's because the Tower of Lust is a giant dildo, and like spider monsters come out of Cleopatra's nipples.
I remember that part of the original poem.
You know how much I remember of the original poem? Dante fucking passing out every 20 seconds.
Well, that's because he's a pussy.
Like I know that we kind of frown on it, but like a walking simulator based on the Divine Comedy would be fucking amazing.
Oh no, that could work because the fucking poem is a walking simulator.
It's also about a guy who apparently lusted after a 4-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Catholic Church from the 15th century. I'll be your guide.
The Divine Comedy, Divine Comedy, and the whole Dante's Inferno thing, it essentially was just a fanfic.
That became church canon for a while.
That Dante Alighieri was basically like meeting up with all of his heroes, and they were saying, "Oh, Dante, you're awesome." And then he was also walking and meeting
all the people he hated too. A lot of the people,
all the people he hated ended up in hell. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you watched the Overly Sarcastic Productions, but they did a great series of videos.
That's exactly what I was talking about. I loved that show.
I had to read it for class, and someone was like, so he met this chick when she's 4, and he's already like 25, falls in love with her, and decides to immortalize her in this poem as divine love. Ooh boy, that's fun.
Wasn't that the ending for one of the Twilight books with the werewolf and the vampire's kid?
More or less.
Yes.
She grows up though.
Why were those books popular again?
Because as it turns out,
because women are stupid.
Because as it turns out, teenage girls do want a guy who will toss them around because he's strong and he can protect me.
Well, not only that, but they want to be competed over as well. Don't forget about that.
People give shit to 50 Shades of Grey about being an abusive relationship, but Jesus Christ, if Twilight wasn't as well.
Oh no, Twilight, the relationship between Bella and Edward fulfills every single. I think it fulfills like 9 out of the 11 warning signs, and you're supposed to get out of a relationship if there's one.
Can I have a list of these relationship signs?
Here we go.
Are you like planning something here? Is that what you're doing?
Here, let's see.
I'm just double checking.
She's quite content with her dildo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that his name?
Because someone went through all of the things. And okay, there are 15 signs. There are 15 examples of unhealthy relationships. And yeah. If you answer yes to one of those, you should get out of a relationship. They qualify for all 15.
Yep. Here's the thing, though. It's like Voltron. The more you add on, the better it gets. Now, there's an obscure reference for you to dig through.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no shit. Holy fuck.
No, it's not even the Voltron reference. I'm quoting something.
Anyways, we're going to need to let ladies in and let Jacob and Joaquin.
Affirmative action.
Yeah, you need to gather your harem. I get you.
Yep, damn right.
Have fun in the sex dungeon, I guess.
Whoop whoop.
Remember your wet wipes.
3 ladies and a bunny furry thing. Guess which one gets me hard?
Jesus Christ.
Which one's the youngest?
Like, walked right through that one.
Let's figure this out. I'm gonna say Lydia. My guess.
Well, don't compare me to
I'm
Dante
22.
and.
Wait, Lydia, how old are you?
I'm 22.
I'm 21, so.
No, I think it's me, guys. I think it's me.
Also, one last thought. Kratos
No,
in San
Hidden-
Francisco.
I think Hidden's the youngest. She's like 19, 20?
I'm 19.
Hey guys, I can't believe God of War. It's disgusting. The fucking main character is a white guy being played by a black guy. That's racist.
I told you that joke, you bitch.
The best part is he spends the entire series in whiteface.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's
Yeah, you bitch. I was the one who made that comparison.
Yeah, how does it feel having your joke stolen from you, bitch?
I don't know. How does it feel being Carlos Mencia?
Who's that?
A comedian that steals other people's jokes.
Yeah,
Or Amy Schumer.
Joe Rogan basically ran
I
him out
would
of
say
the industry.
say that's a joke too young for me, but apparently I'm the oldest one here.
I'm 21.
Oops.
25, motherfucker.
26.
And you're still doing this with your free time?
Yes. Well, no,
That's
like 30 something.
Hey, you leave me out of this.
I like
Keep
how on
playing
the
the children's
in the
side.
fucking chat we've got on the right, it's just Lydia has joined, left, joined, left, joined, left, joined.
I kept getting an error.
That's because Google doesn't want you to be contaminated by our degeneracy.
Too late.
Yeah, she's an avatar of a furry.
Furry. It's already won.
Yeah, but there's furries and then there's us.
Yeah,
She's not the
I'm
only
the
furry
super
we've got.
degenerate. Yeah, that's true. There's me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Dante was still alive, it'd have like some circle of hell for furries.
Let me put it like this.
But-
There's
but-
a reason at one point I had to fucking DM Aaron a fucking hentai because he didn't believe me when I said it was a thing. Because I didn't feel comfortable putting it in the fucking chat. Even in not safe for work. Two words. Dick nipples. And that was one of the better ones.
I am so
I
sick
think
of
I've
this.
seen that.
I am so sick of this objectification. The amount of times that Laughing Man has had porn drawn of him, and yet not one pornographic image has been drawn of me or Mel. That's sexism.
I mean, to be fair, you're always over sexualized in every single commission from the FUBU. So
If you want it, I'll pay for it. Jesus.
Excuse me,
Christ.
you think I'm over sexualizing that? You should see me in real life.
Hell yeah.
I've seen the pictures of the Harley Quinn cosplay.
Hey, you should see the cami ones.
I still haven't.
I have.
You got a
I
link?
saw your American McGee's Alice, and all I could think
Got
of
a
was,
link.
fuck, she looks so much better in it than I do.
Yeah, you look pretty good with female costumes. I look better in guy costumes.
Well, Kit Kat, I know that commission that I think it was you who made about me in a little Bo Peep costume.
No, I didn't commission that, but
Someone did.
someone did. And there's going to be a second part, apparently.
Oh, God.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Enjoy.
I bet you anything that it was Matt. Or no, Max. Fuck.
Swing and a miss.
All right. I'm out of here, y'all.
All right, later, dude.
Bye, bitch.
Yeah.
And like that, I was the last man standing.
So get the fuck out.
Yep. Bye.
Oh.
Not for the real last man standing. All right, ladies.
You're only standing because you got your tripod right now.
Well, you know that Lydia's avatar. I mean, come on, you know, 2 tails. Oof.
Neko or Baka, fuck. Forgot.
You know, pull those tails and pull those ears. Anyways, what do you ladies got? And I don't mean that in a sexy way.
You want to hear about college waste and how my college tuition is actually the highest in the country?
Go for it.
Oh.
So, long story short, I basically go to the most expensive college in America. At least, I think we're like tied with Columbia or something. I don't know why.
Feel free to dox them.
What, you go to Yale?
No, Harvey Mudd. The school you've never heard of.
What? Okay. So if this place is more expensive than like Yale,
$75K a year.
Why is it more expensive than like Harvard or Yale?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so theoretically it's more expensive because we earn the highest salaries in the nation after 10 years. However, what I find very interesting is they will pay for your transition fees not associated with medical expenses. In other words, they will pay for any non-medical expenses for someone transitioning genders.
Hooray.
I'm not kidding. And because they keep sending us emails of, oh, by the way, we'll pay for this for you. And after looking through the emails, I'm just like, the school could be $20,000 less expensive if they did not pay for, I don't know, a bunch of irrelevant shit.
Hey, you should move to the UK where you have to pay for everyone's irrelevant shit.
Fuck!
Yeah, you see that guy opposite you stuffing his face with lots of crisps and donuts and shit? Yeah, you're gonna pay for his heart attack.
At least if I'm paying for it, at least everybody's paying for it.
No thanks. If you want to ruin your body, that's your choice, but I'm gonna laugh when you die.
Actually, I think one of the most obesity is like the #1 drain on the NHS, and I think smoking is second, and then also drink-related accidents. So yeah, that guy getting drunk opposite you, he falls down and hits his head. Guess who's paying for it?
Jesus Christ. I mean, speaking of drinking, they also supply alcohol here. They supply money for kids to buy alcohol.
Nice. Can I get in on this?
Like, because a bunch of parties are sponsored by the school. In other words, we get alcohol money from the school. Oh, there's also areas on campus you can't go unless you are a certain skin color. And again, this is sponsored by the school and funded by the school.
Whereabouts is this university again? Like what state?
California.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
That makes sense.
I shit you not, though. There was a room on campus that Laughing Man would not be able to go into, and I technically would not be able to go into, except for the fact I'm a woman.
Okay. What was this room?
It is the... Okay, I don't know the exact name of it, but let's just call it the oppression room, which is you're only allowed to go in if you're oppressed.
Ooh, that sounds like me. Let's see. Female, confused about my gender, sexual orientation, medical problems.
And when I ask someone if you're okay with non-white spaces, because effectively it's what it is, are you okay with white-only spaces? And she went into a rant about how whites control every government in the world.
Oh yeah, every government in the world, including the countries where they're systematically killing off the white farmers.
South Africa, come!
Boy, I didn't know Kim Jong-un was white.
Asians are white when it's convenient for them to be.
I didn't know the Saudi royal family was white.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was just like, you really think that they control South Africa where they're killing farmers? Well, that doesn't count because of apartheid.
So did your college professor say that whites control all of the governments in the world, or all the governments that matter?
No, this was a student. Thankfully, this was not a professor.
Oh my God, thank you.
If a professor had said that, I would have gotten up, I would have said, $70K a year isn't worth this, and I would have left.
Well, apparently there's a website that Sargon was talking about where it's like your film your Marxist professors.
I'm taking econ next semester, so I'll start recording then.
Oh my God, please do. We need more yucks.
No, the worst that has come was when we were discussing climate change and chemistry. I'm not kidding. And I even looked at my professor and I said, you know that most of the alternatives to fossil fuels are actually like not viable at all. And she looked at me and she said, yeah. So she'll at least admit. Like, yeah, we really don't have any good alternatives. And everything kind of just doesn't work right now.
It's like, wow, you know, killing off half the population, you know, that's viable, right?
Oh, there was someone here I talked to, and I was like, you know that in order, because he was like, oh, I envision a society where no one has to work and robots can do everything. I'm like, you know, we don't have the resources for that to sustain the current population, and there would have to be like a massive amount of death for us to be able to support the entire population. He was like, yeah, I know.
That's communists for you. They don't care how, they just care when. It's ridiculous. Like if you talk to anyone about any of the huge amounts of deaths in communist countries, they'll say that they'll either say that wasn't real communism, or they'll say, oh yeah, but it was for the greater good.
The greater good was Stalin murdering his own people,
starving them no less.
Jesus.
Yesterday I was red pilling about Nelson Mandela.
What'd you say?
Here we go.
Okay, well, Nelson Mandela, a lot of people don't talk about this, but Nelson Mandela was essentially a terrorist.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. People don't talk about this because he's meant to be some sort of kind of saint amongst men, but he's responsible for, you know, the killings and the murders of hundreds of, maybe even thousands of people.
It's not just that. When I was reading about him in middle school, and one of my teachers pointed out, you know, if they'd remained nonviolent for a couple of more years, things would have probably changed because the international community was kind of getting ticked off at South Africa. But when they went violent, it took them another like 20 years.
All the needless deaths that he caused. And his wife was even worse. She just died recently, and everyone was, you know, giving her outpourings.
Which one? Because he had like 3.
Winnie Mandela.
Oh, that bitch.
Yeah. But don't say that to anyone, because you'll be called a racist.
Christ.
Where's Duke when we need him?
I don't know when it was, but I saw online someone being like, don't tell me nonviolence works. It never works. And I'm like, okay, so are we discounting the civil rights movement? Are we discounting India's independence? Are we discounting
I was gonna say
first and second wave feminism, which actually accomplished shit? Are we?
Yeah, I was gonna say that to Gandhi, bitch.
The man who literally was the one who pioneered it. There's a reason that everyone thought it was a good idea.
You know, non-violence until Gandhi got what he wanted. The British were gone, then they had a violent civil war.
Yeah, but that was their own fault, you know.
And Gandhi
that's what happens. That's
Gandhi
what happens.
Explicitly wanted to prevent that because he was like, "No, we have to live in harmony," and they were like, "Fuck you."
The Indian Civil War is exactly what happens when the parents leave the kids unattended for a while.
Yeah.
But no, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? If you win something through non-violent means, guess who looks like the bigger person at the end of it?
Yeah, you.
I hear a dog in the background.
It's not mine.
Can't be mine.
I wish I had a
have
dog.
cats.
I wish I had a dog. The only thing
it might be mine. He's outside though.
The only thing I've got is a cat in the dorms, and I don't like cats. Sorry, Kit Kat.
Hey, Nat, tell everyone about your dorms, Nat.
My dorms cost like £600 a month, which is about $900-ish a month. And it was I had to share the kitchen, and my 5 like roommates who also shared the kitchen, none of them ever did the washing up, so it absolutely stank, and there was moldy bits of food everywhere. And no matter how many times I complained, to the what's it called, the residential manager, nothing was done about it. I had the fucking armed security men come to my when I say armed, I mean with like batons, not fucking guns. But yeah, they came to my room about 5 times throughout my stay there. I stayed there for about 9 months maybe, saying that I got noise complaints when I'd not made a noise, even though all around me there was fucking seemingly endless parties going on, and I could hear every single fucking thump and laugh and shit. And the room was fucking tiny. Tiny, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was like the size of a pizza slice. Like, and the bathroom was like probably about like 2 square feet. It had the toilet, the sink, and a shower all bunched in together. You could take a shower while having a shit. That's how close it was. And when I first moved in, there was blood in that shower that was not fucking mine.
Fuck.
Seriously, I'm gonna get a picture up of my fucking dorm and I'll post it in the Discord chat. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I paid £600 a fucking month for that because my mother thought it was worth the experience.
Okay, I will say this about my college: the one thing they get right is dorms, except they're expanding this year, which you would think they would not do because, like, the only reason to come to this college, like, there's like a couple of reasons, but one of them is very low faculty to student ratio. So generally speaking, your professors are always available. Well, guess what they're deciding to do? Let's expand the school without expanding the faculty, without building any more dorms. Effectively, we're just going to shove a bunch more kids into random rooms.
Hooray!
Also they can jack the tuition up again. Even though they're going to be having more kids, they're jacking up the tuition again. Also, the minimal food plan is over $2,000 for one semester, and with the kitchen, you could probably get away with spending less than $1,000. But hey, you can have food 8 times a week for $2,000 a semester.
Jesus Christ.
Well, at least I'm doing a trade instead of that.
You know when people say it's not worth going to university?
I wish I'd listened. I wish I'd listened. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. My boyfriend's going to FIT, and he's paying less to go there, and he will probably make at least he will probably still make a very good amount compared to me. Because fucking why not?
Hang on, I'm posting this in the my pictures of my dorm in the Discord chat.
Oh fuck.
Oh, fun. Let's do this.
I did get lucky and I got a decent sized dorm, but I mean it was chaos this year when everyone was trying to get a good dorm this year. Apparently people started threatening each other, like, you have to help me get into this room. It got that bad.
That's weird.
Basically, you're allowed to help someone get into a room once after you pick your room.
That's a closet.
Mm-hmm. Their justification for charging that amount was, oh yeah, but you're in London. Bitch, so? I'm in the shitty part of London.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of looks like the thing you'll go to at
I wouldn't pay
really
$500
small
for
college.
that. Jesus Christ.
That door there that's got the orange bag on the handle, that isn't a closet, that's the whole bathroom. That's the sink, the shower, and the toilet are all fit in there.
Beautiful.
Could you turn around in there?
No.
It looks like that bathroom to that thing.
Was the toilet under the sink?
No, but it was close enough.
I'm trying to find where your vibrator's at.
Get fucked.
I don't think you want to see my dorm room because you'd probably try and kill me.
Can you guys see my miniature portal gunner that I have on the windowsill, by the way?
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Where is it? I can't see it. I'm on my phone.
Right by the curtains.
Hold on, I gotta zoom in on this.
Looks like a white dick.
Oh, also you
I see it now. Thank you.
She sees it now.
Also, you weren't allowed, if you had a shower, you weren't allowed to keep the bathroom door open because it would set off the fire alarm. Oh, and also the fire alarm. I mean, there was probably about 150 people per building, and if any one of them triggers the fire alarm, it triggers the fire alarm for the whole building, and you all have to be up once. It was about fucking 10 o'clock at night. It was freezing cold out. And I literally just stepped out the shower, just put my towel on, and the fucking fire alarm went off, and I had to leave the room because they were banging on the door saying everyone has to leave. So I had to stand outside in a fucking towel, soaking wet, in the middle of the fucking night because some dickhead had set off a fucking fire alarm.
Wow.
Damn.
No, everyone just sets fires on campus, so that's normal. At least the idea of a fire alarm. First.
Mine always keeps going off because nobody knows how to cook in this house.
Seriously, like I've seen fucking trailers that are bigger than this room.
I wouldn't pay $500 for that room.
As coming from trailer trash, I can attest to that.
I wouldn't pay.
It's family of trailer
For
trash
Christ's sake,
and
this is
redneck
probably
trash.
gonna piss you off,
Yeah.
but the double that I'm living in right now is probably 3 times bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you know what? As well, the room you can't really tell, but the building was like a circle, is like a spherical shape, and the
rooms
room
are actually divided in the pizza wedge shape.
Yeah, the room is like a pizza shape. So the end you're looking at there, the with the curtains would be like the crust of the pizza, and the walls get smaller as you come towards nearer where I'm standing with the camera. So
I don't think you want to see my dorm room now. I think you probably cross the ocean to murder me.
I'd die inside is what I'd do. And you know what's even worse? But the house that I was already living in, which was my nan's house, which I could have just slipped her like £100 a fucking month, because basically you get student allowance, because obviously you can't work a full-time job while you're going to university, so you get a student what the fuck is it called? Student finance, right? So you get like £1,500 every like 3 months. I could have slipped my nan about £100 a month and then spent the remaining £1,200 a month on whatever the fuck I wanted. But no, because I was staying in this shithole, right? I had to pay all of that instantly, plus an additional £300 a month, for which I had to get a fucking job.
Wow.
So it's absolutely ridiculous. My mum fucking screwed me out of a fucking shitload of cash to live in this. And my nan's house was only an hour away from my university. So it's not like it would have taken a day to get me there. There was literally no point in this fucking dorm room. But my mum made me do it because it's all about the experience of staying in a shitty dorm with a bunch of roommates who steal your food and shit.
Wow.
You should have had my mom. She was like, if you ever plan on going to college, just know you can stay here for free while going to college.
If I'd gone to school
I love my parents.
My parents
college.
I'm trying to get out.
I just realized I posted the pictures in online gaming section for some reason.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's there in NSFW.
The people who want to live off campus, good fucking luck at my college, because they try everything they can to make you pay every single penny. If you don't want to have a dining plan, you have to live in a room with a kitchen. And there's only I think 2 dorms on campus that have places like that. So if you don't, you are required to be on the meal plan, which, as I said, is more expensive than actually cooking. And if you want to live off campus, good fucking luck. You basically have to jump through 20 different hoops just to live off campus.
Oh, you want to hear the topper on the cake about my fucking dorm room and how great it is? My university was located opposite an airport, so constantly you'd hear the sound of planes taking off next door.
Oh yeah, I hear those. But I'm used to it.
There's an airport, I think, that's somewhat nearby, so sometimes I hear planes. But
I hear planes.
I hear trains.
Planes, helicopters, police sirens. I live close to a police station.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you how close my university is to the airport. Let me get up a fucking map because this is fucking ridiculous.
But you know what the best part about college is? The best part is literally talking to my parents and say, this college is kind of really wasteful, and maybe I made the wrong choice, and them bitching at me about how lucky I am and how I should be grateful to pay $75K a year.
You should be lucky to get into debt that's going to last you for the next 20 years of your life.
See, that's the nice bit. There's only one reason I'm not going into debt, and it's because my great-grandparents hated taxes and my grandfather.
Nice.
So what? So why did your? I mean, I don't know why I have to ask this, but why did your grandparents hate taxes?
Okay. So, well, actually, the taxes is a secondary reason. They mainly just hated my grandfather, who was an asshole.
Oh, fair enough.
So basically, they basically sequestered all of their money away from him. And as it turns out, now it's sending me to college. Hey! But I know people who are basically going to be in debt for the rest of their life. Like, someone was like, yeah, I had a bunch of private loans. And my former roommate, basically, she was like, yeah, the only reason I can come here is because they gave me financial aid matching another college, and they're going to take it away next year.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo, yay.
Oh, so glad I chose a trade.
I kind of wish I'd just gone to a state school.
I'm just going to go to a community college and just get a trade.
I wonder if the reason why everyone's asking for like college degrees is because public school is just so shit.
Possibly. I think it's also, though, because there's just a lot of degree inflation. If you think about it, more people are getting degrees than ever before, so they can do that.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, for Christ's sake, there are plenty of jobs in this country that should not require a college degree. But
4-year bachelor or something like that.
But they do.
Yeah, well, so many jobs just require a 4-year bachelor is just like a base entry requirement. It's crazy. Unless you do have a trade, like, you know, you become like a plumber or something, which you can make fuck ton of money.
I mean, the best example I can give is the tech industry. There are plenty of jobs in there that should not require a college degree. But fuck, we can say that it requires a college degree and then underpay everyone.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, Nat wants to go into game development and design. And I keep thinking, you know, why are you going to college for that when some of the best indie developers probably never did, like Ed McMullen?
Mm-hmm. The field I want to go into probably does at least require a 4-year degree. But I know people who are going to go to grad school right after college. And I'm like, how about I actually go get a job first?
Yeah, so if you look at the Discord chat, that's how close my university was to the airport. It was literally the River Thames like flows right next to my university, and literally it was in the middle of the River Thames, so half a width of the river away.
You're doxing yourself. Jake's going to be outside your door.
I don't live in that piece of shit anymore. Fuck that.
Yeah, I already know where she lives.
What the fuck? Well, hello? What?
I think you forgot I sent you a necklace.
Oh, forgot to mention, as part of the meal plan, every week you get money that you lose if you don't spend, and no one ever spends the full amount. So every week I'm losing money.
College.
All because they decided to not over all the money.
And this is why I hate schools in general.
This is the thing, though, is that because anyone and everyone can now get a degree for anything, degrees are worthless now.
Yeah, it's inflation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not degrees anymore that matter. It's the actual school you go to. Like, even though my school is not very well known, a lot of companies know about it. So just a name drop is like, oh, you must be intelligent, right?
The only reason you should really go to university is if you want to do something where you need a license, like be a doctor.
Yeah. And
that's it, really. And everything else,
and
it's
this
not
school
worth
is literally the one school you never want to come to if you want to be a doctor. Because the problem is, grade inflation has affected every college except for ours. So it will be impossible to get into med school.
Well, yeah, I mean, how much am I paying for my fucking university? It's $9,000 a year, and I have to be there for 3 years. That's 27 fucking grand that I have to pay back. And what is that in fucking dollars? Let me have a look. 270. Yeah, that's $37,200 I'm spending, and I have to pay that back. And for what? For a shitty dorm room that's fucking a university next to a fucking airport and shit.
Meanwhile, your brother's making more money.
Yes. My brother's making money making top 5 videos, which is infuriating. It's you know what? It's annoying. I've always been the hardworking fucking kid who put effort into school and shit, and my brother's been sitting on his ass his whole life. All of a sudden, boom, he's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube and making money.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of with indie and YouTube, it's like lightning in a bottle.
Hey, maybe when he's 30, you'll have to support him, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably. I was gonna say. I don't think that's a comforting thought, dude.
We should change the topic. How about gaming?
Woo!
Hey,
Monster Hunter Stories?
I literally have.
I was actually wanting to talk about what girls want in a video game versus what feminists want in a video game.
Ooh, this would be interesting.
Okay,
An
feminists don't
actual
want
good
video
game?
games. Girls want video games.
Yes. There we go.
Topic over.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that what they want is they want the perfect Mary Sue who never makes a wrong choice and is totally relatable and is just like epitome. Whereas I literally don't give a shit if I play as a girl or as a guy or an amoeba or whatever the fuck. Make it a decent fucking game.
It sounds like they want It sounds like they want a character that kind of mirrors their own narcissism.
Yeah, well, you know what? Regardless of what Jacob said, I fucking love playing as fucking Kratos in God of War. We have nothing in fucking common, and yet I can still play as him.
Or like, I don't have anything in common with Link from Legend of Zelda. I mean, fuck it, I'm not that athletically fit, but I have fun playing it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, look at Mario. Do I want to be a fat fuck? No. I'm joking.
Well, you know, I like looking at Tomb Raider. I mean, playing as Tomb Raider.
You know what's ridiculous is that people nowadays, they feel like if they watch a movie or play a game or whatever, the protagonist has to look and be exactly like them for them to be able to relate to them. Well, no, it's never been that way. The amount of movies that my favorite film is Back to the Future, right? I have nothing in common with fucking Marty McFly.
Yeah,
I'm not. For starters, I'm not a guy. Secondly, I don't live in the fucking 80s. And what the fuck? And thirdly, I don't have Parkinson's, but I can still enjoy the movie.
You don't need Parkinson's. You got the vibrator.
Look at Harry Potter. It captivated a generation, and I'm pretty sure that entire generation was not male.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of them were
absolutely. Yeah.
I remember a school thing, and my mom said, "Here, give this to somebody," because I wasn't actually reading the stuff because I was more interested in something else. But it was a gift exchange. Gave it to give it to the girl, and it's like, "I've been waiting for this book. Thank you." Like,
yeah, I mean,
my mom.
You don't need them to be exactly like you, and that's especially it pisses me off when people are like, "You can't write black characters because you're white." Well, fucking done, bitch. Well, fucking done.
Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. I would never have figured that out on my own.
Well,
Tell me, what else is there?
Video games are a form of escapism. You don't want to play as someone like you. That's
Yeah.
the fucking point.
I mean,
unless you're playing like an RPG, but even then, like some people make their characters intentionally look fucked up as a laugh and then just go wild.
I mean,
Or you're Deadpool.
For fuck's sake, if you give me a character creation screen, I will literally spend 30 minutes just trying to make it look a little bit like me, and then the rest of it's got to be sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's
Pretty
the thing.
much.
These people don't like being sexy. Like they're the people who never got their lady balls out of their back pockets, bucked up, and go, you know what? I'm going to try and self-improve. No, they have to blame everybody else.
Oh,
I mean, they have their own game. Life is Strange. That's pretty much the epitome of feminism right there, especially that blue-haired lady. What's her name?
Oh, you mean the little bitch who basically starts the entire thing?
Yes. Basically, if she actually just got her life together, she would never have to die either as the, telling her friend, by the way, in the good timeline, she actually gets her friend to kill her. And when her friend keeps covering her ass, they cause the end of the world to happen just because this bitch won't die.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's actually a quote that she says in that game that explains feminism perfectly, and the quote is something like, "I have to blame everyone else, otherwise everything that's wrong in my life is my fault."
Fuck
Whoa. I mean, at a certain point, you just have to look at yourself and say, okay, maybe I kind of fucked up here.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to another comic inside the Discord chat where it's like fat feminist is sitting outside with a bunch of posters of her in a bikini and says, "I think it's easier to rewrite 300,000 years of male evolution than for me to put down the fucking cheesy poofs and cherry cola."
And frankly, when
don't wear the bikini. That's even the easiest thing to do.
I mean,
don't wear the bikini.
It's sad because when I was a kid, I was actually kind of pudgy, and it was not people yelling at me to be slim. It was not guys telling me I was ugly. It was me looking in the mirror and thinking, you know what? I don't want to be fat. I want to be thin. I want to be healthy, and I want to look good. And so I improved myself. And
also, guys aren't the ones spreading rumors saying, "Oh, did you hear about Chloe? She has bulimia." No, it's other women.
I mean, for fuck's sake, because when I first got into a relationship, I would kind of complain about myself a lot. And my boyfriend just looked at me and he was like, what are you talking about? You look fine. And it took a while before I was like, oh, wait, holy shit. I don't need to bitch about like the weird random insecurities I have, because guess what? I have someone who loves me for me, so I must have done something, right? If anything, guys are like the one thing that keep women from throwing themselves off a cliff, because the guy is there to say, okay, wait, you're fine. Stop self-degrading yourself.
Yeah, there was actually a study that said that men literally cannot see the flaws that other women can see in themselves and other women. Like with men, they're very basic. I mean, I don't want to sound patronizing.
Excuse me.
They're very.
You misandrist. You misandrist scum. How dare you?
They're very like basic, they're very basic creatures, and even the parts of you that they can see that are kind of like maybe a bit weird or a bit odd, they usually find quirky, and they actually like.
Okay,
Like Natalie Dormer, she has that weird like kind of cocked smile thing that she has, but a lot of guys think that that's cute and quirky, and she's a sex icon.
Here's the thing: is guys may notice like your imperfections though, but some guys are attracted to those imperfections.
Yes.
Okay, like if say like you have like a little bit of an overbite, and guys might be like, oh, she has like a cute Bugs Bunny smile, you know, it's not full on buck teeth, mind you, though, but you know, and then a lot of it sounds kind of cliche though, but personality does kind of play into it, because you could be the hottest woman, like perfect 10 out of 10, and if you're a bitch, no guy wants you except for like maybe like one night.
Mm-hmm.
So
but yeah, no, it's guys literally cannot see what other women see in themselves and other women. Other women have like a very detailed eye when it comes to themselves. Guys just don't care.
Well, guys are what's the best quote I've ever heard? It said, oh shit, I cannot remember what it is. God, I'm having a Jacob moment.
Oh, that quote, that was great.
No, it's actually a really good quote. It's love is not seeing love is not seeing a perfect person, it's seeing an imperfect person perfectly. Yes, that's the one.
Which is why that's also why women tend to be pickier about the guys that they're attracted to than men are.
Yeah,
men are just like maybe good boobs, good ass, you know, nice waist. That's it. But whereas women are like, oh, he has to have blonde hair and his eyes have to be dark, but he has to have facial hair, but not like too much facial hair, and his jaw has to be very chiseled, and his arms have to be big, and his chest has to be broad, and
his dick has to be huge, you know. And here's the thing: there's actually a little bit of science behind that, because if you listen to Jordan Peterson in a couple of his college lectures, women are female human women, obviously. Female women, god damn it, female humans. There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay, are the most picky maters in the entire primate kingdom, right? I mean, chimpanzees are our closest relative. The women aren't nearly as picky as female humans are, and they suggest that one of the reasons why, number one, human men have the biggest dicks in the primate kingdom is because female natural selection. And number two, the reason why men are so aggressive and competitive is because female selection. They want to be competed over. They want the guy who's going to go out there and, you know, kick a lot of ass and get a lot of resources and, you know, that kind of thing.
Are you telling me all of the gripes that feminism has was caused by women?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it.
Women's biggest enemy is other women.
Yes.
And you know what?
Hashtag mean girls.
You know what else? Exactly, mean girls. But you know what else is... historically, there have always been less women than men. So there's less women to go around than men. So men have to fight for women. Women can have their pick because there's loads of men to pick from. But guys...
Especially in cultures where men can have more than one woman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who as a kid did not think, ooh, the perfect guy for me is going to be this, this, and this, and like got it down to a list of qualities that if it was not met, God help you.
Mm-hmm.
I was a weird little kid. I just wanted to smooch any guy that I thought was cute.
Yeah, I was gonna, and we have to say this doesn't count for gay people, obviously, because you know that's different. But yeah, if you're a woman and you want a man, you know, you tend to be very specific about the things that you want, whereas men generally don't really care. You know, they have one or two requirements that they can kind of give or take, but overall, it's less specific than women.
Women have a type. Guys will take anything.
If it has a vagina, it will do.
Although you can say, like, you know, most guys are programmed to fuck about 80% of all the women on Earth. That's probably true.
Yeah.
The only thing I have a problem with that is, like, most of the guys did not want a relationship. Most guys just wanted to fuck. And I was just trying so hard just to find somebody who's just interested in me.
Well, with the mentality of this I shouldn't say this generation because now I'm starting to sound like my dad, but with the way that things are going right now, it's getting harder and harder for people to meet and, you know, actually do things that were once socially acceptable, like approaching another woman. Guys used to do that forever.
Here's
Holy shit.
Here's something I'm going to say, and it's going to sound misogynistic as fuck, but guess what? I don't care. Okay, number one, is it just me, or are there not a whole lot of really attractive feminists? I'm leading into this because it seems like, and again, I'm kind of going to completely mischaracterize Jordan Peterson's argument, but what I took out of it personally is that you have two different types of people who are kind of like, you know, I guess to really, really summarize it up and really generalize it, I guess it's winners and losers, right? If you're a winner, you know, you got what you want, you know, you got your mate, you got your job, that kind of thing. And losers, they're resentful and they're always trying to lash out and, you know, bite back against the bad hand they're dealt. So it's like some of the people who couldn't find mates create these identity groups. And they're like, you know, let's go fight for, you know, whatever is triggering them that day. And when they're doing that, they're creating this and this is my own little bit, but they're creating this environment where, with all the rampant feminism and rape culture and all that kind of stuff getting thrown around like, you know, prey candy, guys are scared shitless of looking for women. They're scared to death of approaching them, just saying, hey, you know, I saw you across the room and I think you look pretty. And I want to know if you want to go out, you know, for a movie or something like that. Guys can't do that. I mean, it's gotten to a point where if a guy shows any interest, if he acts like a man and tries to approach a woman, then he's automatically like some type of like sexist, rapist, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
I heard one story where who's the guy who plays Wolverine? Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman said he held a door open for a woman once, which in my world, you hold a door open for anybody who wants to go through the fucking door, right?
Yeah, right.
But he held the door open for a woman once. She walked by and she called him a sexist for holding the door open for him.
What?
And it's this level of fucking insanity, this overreach, this lashing out by these losers that guys are starting to look at all this and be like, you know what, it's kind of not worth it. And especially when you have like a culture of the herbivore male, where, granted, I'm not saying ladies have it perfectly easy though, but compared to some aspects of male life, you had it pretty good. I mean, the joke was I just had to lay on my back and make dinner and I could get a free ride. But
well, not only that, we weren't the ones fighting in the wars.
No, but we want the right to vote without having the draft, which I call bull.
Where when the famine came, guess who was the first to receive all the food?
Women and children.
Mm-hmm.
When the Titanic. Look at the Titanic.
When the Titanic sank,
the women and the kids off the boat.
Well, that was so the men could figure out a solution in peace and quiet. But...
here's the best representation of that. Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
The women were, you know, locked away, but they had everything they could ever wanted. They were in comfort. They had but what do? They try to escape to nowhere, might I add, to the place where literally
she did think that it had plentiful food, but soon realized there was nothing because it's been forever since they were there. It was a paradise.
Before she brought them with her.
Hashtag Negan's wives.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, they get out the middle of buttfuck nowhere and they're like, oh wow, you know, kind of had pretty good back there. Let's go and take it away from the men. And it's like,
Oh no, it's absolutely ridiculous. But also, it's this idea that, I mean, you look at how many 50, 60-year-old women who used to be feminists say, I regret being a feminist because I don't have any children now. I was never married. And now I'm alone.
And I'm not saying, married life and children are for everybody, but for some people it kind of is. And if these young women going into college and getting indoctrinated, which they are, by genuinely toxic ideas, they come out and they're going to be wasting this precious amount of time that they have to have that family, if that's kind of what they really want. I mean, once you hit a certain point in your life, unlike guys where we can, keep on making kids until we're 99, R.I.P. Hugh Hefner. But you only got so much time to do what you think you want. And it seems like some of these ideologies are robbing you of that.
Not just robbing you of it. They're basically saying that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bad thing. And honest to God, I guess the best way to put it is this. Before I was in a relationship, I never thought I'd want a family. I never thought about that. But being in one, you kind of realize, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. Even though the thought that you have a loving family and you might not have everything. Because, the idea is now, women can have everything. They can have the family. They can have the job they want. They can have... No, you probably can't.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want? Do you want to be miserable your entire life, but you're making a lot of money? Or do you want to have a happy family?
Well, that's the reality. That's the reality of life. You have to make sacrifices. You can't have everything.
Exactly.
And the thing is, this might, be sexist or whatever, generalizing, whatever. But for the majority of women, it's a biological urge that you want to have children at some point. Which is why when these women hit about 40 and they can't have kids anymore, they just get loads of cats and call them their babies.
I'm already doing that, so what about me?
Hey, I didn't say it. I didn't say. I didn't say. You can still have children, so it's not too late to change for you.
Just please
pop them out.
We're gonna have the cats.
There are some women who genuinely don't ever want to have kids, and that's fine. But for the majority of women, it's a biological urge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, Kit Kat, how you solve your problem is you get a bunch of pillowcases and you find a bridge.
No.
A bunch of pillowcases and a bridge? I don't get it.
You put the cats in the pillowcases and throw them in the water.
I'm not laughing at anything, Mom.
That's terrible.
No, what you gotta do is you gotta get one dog.
or one snake.
No, get one dog. You'll be happier in the end.
No, but dogs get so excited easily.
Exactly, though. That's why you would get dogs.
I don't.
They're always happy to see you.
Exactly.
Sometimes are cats.
Dogs are too much.
Leave me alone if I don't want to play with it.
That's why they nap during the day. I don't know. I always loved it coming home and seeing my dog.
I might get a dog eventually, but for now, I just
get
don't
an
have
old
the
coot. He'll just snap on your leg.
Anyways, people, we better hang it up. It's
I missed
top of
my
the hour.
All right.
We got to rant about feminism, so we're good.
We got the rant out. We're good for another month.
Done.
We solved the world's in this video. We solved the world's problems, and YouTube's
Let's
gonna
see.
take
Are
it
there
down.
any other sensitive subjects that we haven't yet taken the piss out of in this stream?
Gun control, abortion. What am I missing, guys?
World hunger.
Muslims?
No, we took the piss out of Muslims.
War.
Not so much Muslims. Islam.
War.
We're not really having much of a war over. At least not yet. Give us a couple months.
We have five women in this chat, and no one said anything about my dinner.
All right, we gotta hang out.
Bitch.
I'm sorry, I can't cook.
Look in the microwave.
But I do have a question for you. Who's going to say happy birthday to me?
It's her birthday.
It's on 17.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh god, that was terrible.
Well, none of us were at the same time.
No shit.
God, trying to find the fucking mute buttons was like playing whack-a-mole.
Oh god,
I
Just
can't
mute
find
your
the bucket.
headphones.
All right, let's hang it up
Anyways,
then.
that's it. Talk to you all later, and thanks for coming out.
Have a good night, everyone.
We hope the last 30 minutes has been very educational.
Happy birthday, bitch.
Yeah.
Thank
Hey.
you.
Good night.
Stop assuming my gender.
Bye.
Bye.